happening, everybody? It is Mark, Goddess of Blunder, your Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy ambassador, the most awesome Magic the Gathering mean girl you'll ever meet. I am a Grixis princess. I am everything. I'm not everything. What is happening? I am sorting magic cards and going through and creating my little magic store of all my stuff I've been collecting for the last 30 years. So if you see anything that you want, let me know. But also, yeah, we're going to be looking at Final Fantasy cards, see what's going on in the world. Let me actually turn on my microphone. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. That's probably bouncing off of there. So we'll use this mic. Oh, there we go. What's happening, everybody? I am Amar, Goddess of Blunder. I'm going to introduce myself again. I make Magic the Gathering content on the internet. I do a lot of magic stuff. Puppets, we got cosplay. Been 4 different cosplays now. We got our 5th one here coming up in Vegas next month in June. And I am one of your Final Fantasy ambassadors, and I'm going to be talking about the Final Fantasy set and what we've seen so far. We've gone through the first 4 colors. We just finished red yesterday, but they did add some more new cards, so we're going to look at those. But I'm also sorting and creating my trade and sell binder at the same time because I need to get that done. There's so many things going on, and I've got so much stuff going on over here. So if I'm distracted, it's because I'm doing like 3 different things and writing emails and doing like 20 different things. I'm gonna bring over chat up here so I can see everything. I hope everybody's having a great day. I just came back from a walk over at the Gulf of Canada. The Gulf of Canada is literally a road away from me. Like, it's a block where I can see Lake Erie from my house. Or the Gulf of Canada, as we call it. Stream manager, there we go. Nobody's watching me. That doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I guess I should share that I'm going live. I swear I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. I'm not a professional. Hey. Everybody has their own t-shirts and things they sell, and I don't know. That's silly. Not for me. I don't know. I can't sell things I don't believe in. I will only sell products that I use and that are awesome. Hey, Banner. What you doing, baby? Little man? Sorting my collection. Ah! Oh, fuck! God! Fuck! Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Oh my god. He just stuck his claws in my stomach and pulled himself up. Oh. Sorry about that, everybody. What's happening? I know! As I just got cat fucked. There is one reason why I don't like cats, and it's murder mittens inside my body. That hurt. Like, he gripped into my stomach and then pulled himself up. I know, Captain's... That's why there's a warning that says that I might be sweary. How you doing today, Ben? And yeah, hi, honey. Banner just effed me up. He's so mean. I love my cats, but sometimes, guys, that hurt. Okay. For some reason, like when I go live, it doesn't go to Blue Sky, so I have to always just go make a manual one. And then it never wants to load the pictures. It's like, will not load blob. What is a blob? Yeah. I'm always angry. I would, if I was the Hulk, I would just always be the Hulk all the time. I would never stop being the Hulk. I'm angry all the time. I don't want to be angry all the time, Ben. I just want to be happy. There's so many cool things going on in the world that I love. But anyway, Final Fantasy. I really like this card, Arm's Inspiration. Like, it reminds me of the one that was in the Warhammer set. That was a white card that gave him lifelink and vigilance and +2/+0. But this one you can flash back, so you can do it twice in a
in one turn for 7 mana? I don't know. +2/+0, it seems like decent. Hey Josh, what's going on? You driving home from Columbus? That's like a 5-hour drive across the most boring state in the world. No, that's not true. Wyoming and Montana are really boring to drive through too. There's some terrible states that are just plains. You can tap them for white mana, but you will also fall asleep as you're doing it. Some of these, the rare job skills, Banner, I don't want you over here, please. Yeah, I don't know what you want from me, but I will pet you, but I don't want you doing whatever you're doing. I don't trust you, sir. I love you, but I do not trust you. I hope you're all having a great day. Montana is... It's just like Wyoming. I remember driving through it, and it was just... I mean, there's a lot of hills and mountains and plateaus and things, but... I hate being bored. At least in some places, when there's just nothing, there's a whole bunch of, like, signs to look at. Hey, Gwen, what's going on? You missed me and all my swearing. I had a cat decide that it wanted to cliffhanger from me. I was like, this is unfortunate. Try to see what new cards... Oh, okay. It says new. Look at that. I'm like, here we go. Oh, yeah, that's not bad. I was going to say, Columbus to Cleveland's not too bad of a drive. And there is at least stuff in between there, depending on which route you actually take. Like when I drive down to Atlanta, it's going to be like a 14-hour drive. And I mean, that's what we did last year for Atlanta when we went to Command Fest, so it's not a terrible drive. And it won't be as hot this time. What is this? What Mizzet is it? Yeah, that's funny. I have a blast today. It's like, you know what? I've been trying to... Oh, do I have an echo? Thank you for letting me know. Nope, that's because this audio capture is on. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I think the audio capture was on, so it was picking up my mic twice. So this should have fixed it. Thank you. I appreciate when you guys tell me things, because there's no way to tell. At least I don't know how to do it. That's like so much of what I do, I've just had to learn on the fly for the last 3 years. I'm like, well, I think this is how this goes. I think I'll do this. Nope, just me effing it up. It's not you, it's me. Josh, I can't wait till you guys move back, because I'm going to make you play Magic. I'm going to be teaching people Magic all over the place. If you want to be friends with me, that's the one thing that I apologize for. But you do get lots of free cards out of the deal, which is really nice. I will supply people with cards all day long if you want to play Magic with me. It's like some of the product that I got I'm going to take to the pre-release and give to kids. Because I know that if I was a kid and somebody came and gave me a bunch of Magic cards, I would think they were the coolest person ever. I would have been super excited as a kid if somebody just randomly gave me decks of cards. I'm like, who is this magical person and why are they giving me things? The Paladin Arms is actually pretty cool. +2/+1 and has Ward 1. And is a knight. It's weird the Paladin is not a thing. We have a lot of Paladins. Also, jobs. I do like them. And obviously, I have to make a side quest deck for my Final Fantasy 14 deck. And the Moogles, they're so cute. I love Moogles. Sweet. And then, it doesn't matter. Trust me, I've been playing Magic for 30 years, and I still learn things every freaking day. So, they are just fancy knights, basically. They're shiny knights. They keep their stuff shinier than everybody else. That's why they have Ward 1. It's the shininess of their armor. They're like... Uh, I'm excited to teach. Josh, I love teaching people magic, so I apologize. I'm very patient, so don't worry about it. And I don't care if I win, but I also will not play down to you as I'm teaching you. But I also won't be teaching you with commander decks. I will teach with actual magic decks because commander is the worst way to learn magic. It is not how you teach people. Mutate is confusing, which is so stupid because it's not hard, but for some reason my brain just for some reason I can't get over which card is on top. Even like something about it. I love mutate. I think it's cool. Like I wish we got more mutate cards, but like if you guys see anything that you need for decks or whatnot and you want to trade, let me know. I gotta put my uh, over this. I put this over on my Discord, my list, so that way if any, and then I'll have my want list on there as well. I mean, mostly I just need chocobos right now, which doesn't help me because nobody has any chocobos right now. I forgot I want to do something with that Quintorius. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff I want to make right now, but right now I'm making my Final Fantasy deck, so I can get those done for Vegas. So I'm trying to get those all created. I'm excited to see everybody. I miss everybody. I basically live from con to con. Ah, Josh, I'm gonna make you guys go to conventions. I'm going to ruin your guys' lives. If anything, Tom, if Tom was here, he would tell you that I made his life better through magic. Mishra? This is the original Mishra. From Time Spiral? Or was this Time... It's one of the time sets. Those ones, I got packs, but it was just kind of random. I was at work, and I would be like, I want a pack of cards. I wasn't playing Magic at the time. I was just still collecting. When I didn't have people to play with, I was always still collecting Magic cards. For some reason, earbuds do not stay in my ears, and it's dumb. I'm listening to some nerdcore rap. Well, that's the thing, is having somebody there that's been there and can take you around and stuff makes life so much easier. Like, and I love just hanging out at conventions. Like, I want to play Magic, and if I get to play Magic, awesome. But hanging out with people and talking about Magic and stuff, I have more fun doing. Oh man, so I have a deck that everything costs 69 cents, and every when I'm entering cards into my collection, I'm like, ooh, this is 69 cents. I could change this out. It's a pain in the butt to keep together though, because sometimes prices fluctuate, so then I have to change the cards out of it. This is a stupid project that makes me laugh. I'm like, haha. I'm a child. I'm like, ooh, this is everything's 69 cents. I love Moogles. God, they're so cute. I hope we get enough Moogles that I can make a Moogle deck. And I love the like art, like the original Final Fantasy art stuff that they've made. The Japanese artists. Ugh, it makes me so happy. This set is gonna be a lot of fun. I think they added a couple white cards, but I don't know what they added today. I've just been using the official list just because I don't want to get myself in trouble with my NDA, and I know more than I should know. Well, I guess I should know it, but you know, Cloud's Limit Breaker. I love anything like the tiered and escalate and the what is it called in Outlaws. Anyway, I like spells that I get that are modular like this or modal, just because you you never know what you need it for, and having options is nice. I really like Dancer's Chakrams. Like +2/+2 lifelink, and other commanders you control have +2/+2 and have lifelink, and is a performer in addition to its other types, which is super weird. That performer is a type of card. There's certain creature types that I'm like, why is this a creature type and this isn't a creature type? Like, what is the other? Varmint is one that really bothers me. Why is a varmint not just a beast? It seems silly to me. Man, I could talk about Magic all the day long, which is ridiculous. I get so excited when I get to talk about Magic. Yeah, Kristoff is pretty awesome. He seems like fun to work around. Hendiger, I hate you, but you're gonna go on my soldier deck. Obviously, the soldier military program is gonna have to go on my soldier deck. Protection magic is really good. An instant, and you can basically make your creatures indestructible. And I mean, it shows like if somebody does a board wipe that destroys all creatures, you can save at least 3 of your creatures, and it's telling a story through magic cards, and I love that. I know I say that a lot. The Good Gigmog, I'm very excited to work around. He's got flying and lifelink. Like, enchantment creatures, these saga ones, I'm very excited to try them out. And I'm excited to see what everybody else builds and what they come up with too, because like a lot of times I see cards and I'm like, ooh, I could do this with this. And like I try to put like limitations on how I build cards or build decks, and so it's always interesting to see what other people build and what they come up with. Because sometimes there's completely different ideas, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I would like to do that too. Ludwig, where are you? Where are you, sir? Necrogenius? Okay, let's just click this one and we'll find. I hate when I'm trying to find like a certain version of something. I'm just excited to finally get things in order, so when I do trades or I sell things, I can actually find them. I do need to sell a lot of cards so I can go to Vegas. That's the worst thing, is not being able to, like, I know, I hate it. No, Ben, it's terrible to have things out of order. You know it's terrible having things out of order. We discuss this all the time. Order is nice. It's, we like order. Even though I do love chaos too, I can't say that I don't love chaos. I'm pretty sure I based most of my personality off of the Joker as a kid, so that's why I laugh at everything. Like a kid falls down the stairs and I laugh before I ask if they're okay. uh, I always feel bad when like I'm like giggling as I'm trying to help my partner. Like, what a jerk I am. Oh, you tree man. I do want to make a tree folk deck. I've just never gotten around to it, but I think I'm going to wait until Lorwyn when we go back. I don't know when we're going back. We might actually... I'm assuming they've slowed down showing stuff, even though some stuff is sped up, but, like, we still don't know what the next set is after the space set. Did you? Boop. Boop. Yep. Yep. That looks familiar. It almost... I'll have to show you a picture of my this, like, these boxes are just rare cards. I don't know what to do. Like, I need to hire an intern or something, Ben. Like, I wish I knew more people that were close by, and I would just have like a pizza party and be like, here's a box, let's put this in order. Woo! Here's pizza. Let's smoke and can eat pizza and put cards in order. You see cards you want? Here you go. Have some cards as a payment for putting my cards in order. I know. We would have lots of fun. I need to move, Ben. I want to move, but I don't. I have to. I'm very particular about weather patterns. Like, I don't care about snow and stuff like that. I just don't like earthquake. I don't like anything that can just kill me. like a tornado that just comes and sucks me up, and then magic cards go everywhere. That scares me. Mainly just because I don't want my magic cards to get sucked up in cats in a tornado. It would just be cats and cards spinning in a giant tornado. It'd be the coolest tornado you've ever seen, but it'd be very unfortunate. I love Graz. I've killed people with Graz so many times, but that new Sephiroth, oh my god. It makes everything into 7/5s that are module. Stupid. That's what. See, and you guys have cheese, and I do love cheese. Like I don't mind like the upper north areas, if any place that I can run and hide in Canada if I need to. And I did enjoy Minnesota when I was there too. It was really nice actually. Minneapolis, like Buffalo is we're kind of scuzzy. like like our city does not get maintained well. But like Minneapolis was really nice. I actually felt safe. And I was just walking around by myself at like 3 o'clock in the morning because I went there by myself. It was one of the only conventions I went to without Tom, so I was just like, and nobody was with me, so I was just like, well, I guess I'll just walk back to my hotel at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I had just said bye to Gavin Verre and was hanging out with Lady Danger and stuff, and then I was like, you know what? I was like, if I die, I guess I die. That was pretty cool. Hi, Barbie. What's happening? My office cat is here. My little Barbie. You're gonna sit right there so I can't see anything? That's pretty cool. You're so cool. I love you. You're a silly little goose. She's such a jerk. Yeah, I really want to come to CubeCon, but I'm trying to figure. I hate that Sealed and CubeCon and freaking Atlanta are all at the same time. Like, if I got paid and they paid for my housing and stuff for going to the conventions, it would change everything so much. It would make my life so much easier. Like, I love going and just meeting with everybody and just, like, sharing magic with people. I don't know. Just, like, I want to be friends with everybody. Like, I don't treat people like fans. Like, we're friends. We've made these friendships. We play these games together. Like, I don't know. I got into content creation for different reasons than a lot of people. I don't know. Like, I don't want to use people to get to where I'm going. I want to be friends with people. I want to make the environment better in our community. And I like to think that when people see this big giant trans girl with tattoos all over the place that's weird and awkward, it might make them go, oh, I can go to conventions and I can do this thing too. Wow, Kiora. What is going on there? Huh. Interesting. I think I'm a giant. Sometimes I feel like especially like when I like go into like bathrooms and stuff and I'm waiting in line, I feel like I'm just like so much taller and bigger than everybody, and I'm just like I'm definitely just standing out. Pocket pal. I love you all. You make me laugh. I appreciate you all hanging out with me. I appreciate when you hang out with me in the real world. I appreciate when you hang out with me out here. I always am like, I wish I was so much closer to everybody so I could hang out with everybody. And the funny thing is, I'm not really super a people person. But the people that I do really like. I will go out of my way to hang out with them. But like, I also like just sitting in silence and painting and doing my art and stuff. I'm excited. I got my friend on the street over. She does stickers and does Little, isn't it? It really is a huge mood. I feel like a lot of us feel the same way. Like we're not overly like we like our friends, we like interacting with them, we like, but we also like our time by ourselves. And like I was always antisocial as a kid. Like I didn't have a lot of friends. Like I basically I had my magic or my group of friends that we played magic at school. That was the only reason I went to school. Was so that I could play magic with my friends. Like I did no schoolwork. I'd have my binders with me. I'd be selling magic cards, trading magic cards. On lunch, I would go and play magic on the playground. Like magic kind of just took over my life. And then all my friends, all my extras and stuff. Like back in the day, like my brother would. I would give him all my green cards, and he would give me all of his black cards, and that's how we kind of built our collections and our decks and stuff. And like eventually when we could afford our own cards and from our allowances and things and doing odd jobs, like we started collecting and doing more decks. Like there was no making two color decks back in the old days. Two colors? Why would you do that? That's nonsense. Dual lands? I'll trade this. I'll trade this for a brainstorm, please. God, I traded so many fucking dual lands. I sit there and I think about like my original collection, and I'm just like, and then I think about my second collection, and I'm like, I am excited that Fortell is back. Like, I traded my first Magic collection for the Star Wars collectible card game from Decipher back in the day. Ugh. I loved that card game. I loved that it had like every character that was in the Star Wars games, they had like a little info box. So even these characters that were just in the background, or like the cantina and stuff, had information about them. So like I have all that stuff like the things I love, like Star Wars and Warhammer and Magic and BattleTech and Vampire, like all comic books. Like I know every comic book that I own. I own like 20,000 comic books. I shouldn't know everything that I own. Like Magic cards, I know every Magic card I have for the most part. I know what every Magic card does. I can see the artwork and know what the card does. Like my autistic brain, that's what it does. Like things that I love them. Like I am obsessed with them. Like I am very good at what I do with the things that I love. But like if I don't like something, like schoolwork, I should have failed school so many times, but they just didn't want me in their classes anymore, so they would just pass me. Like everything I am was just basically, yeah. It's my mind palace is a disaster. Like video games, movies, television, like pop culture is how I've survived this long and not gone insane. The terrible thing is like I could talk about the real world forever and all the things that are happening and the connections, and will go insane. Sometimes I tell people I have Mr. Fantastic brain, where my brain is just always constantly thinking and trying to figure out solutions to things, and then connecting everything, and then figuring out what future events are happening because of the things that are happening. On top of all of my collectibles and things that other things that I actually care about. Oh, this must be over here because it's a hollow foil. I'm like, why is this over here? Thrakkus, you're dragons are terrifying. They're magic. They're all bad. Some of these are just in here in my rare box because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna use them for something at some point, or they're good for a commander deck at some point. I'm like, well, at some point we might get more of this, like clerics. I just took my cleric deck apart, which makes me mad because I'm like, well, now I'm getting all these clerics from freaking Final Fantasy, and I'm like, now I gotta rebuild this deck. Oops, my key got locked down. I have these special magic keys on my keyboard and that I got from this one company. So it has like the mana symbols on them. So I have them on the forward, backwards, and side buttons that you usually use for computer games. But every once in a while they stick, and then like Clive is just running off trying to run off a cliff, and I'm like, why is this happening? And I'm like trying to get the key back up. Oh, there we go. I was like, why can we not spell Mithara? What is happening here? The freaking the Baldur's Gate was a really good set. I really wish I I probably shouldn't have bought more. I have so many Karlachs. Which there's nothing wrong with having an army of Karlachs. It's one of those cards that I'm like, well, I guess you're going in here. I really do like you. You do things that are silly. She's so gross, and she's so great. Every time she's like, mainly I just have her as my character in Baldur's Gate as my main character, just because she has good spotting techniques of finding traps and things before I run into them. So, or finding like uh, things to dig up. So I usually just kind of keep her in the front. Plus, she can take a lot more damage than my bard. I love Baldur's Gate. I need to finish it. It's like there's so many games that I want to play, and there's so many games I am playing right now. And I'm in a Final Fantasy mood, and I'm been loving 16 and the remake. Like, I wanted to play the remake when it came out, but I didn't want to buy a PlayStation just to do that. I used to do that all the time. Like, I'm an Xbox person. Like, that's my baby. So, like, but I always, people who would always get feisty and be like, oh, I'm only a PlayStation player. Why? Why limit yourself? Like, I don't understand limiting yourself. Obviously. uh, we could play it online. I was gonna say, we could, I would be definitely down to stream it. We can, because you can do multiplayer. We could, we'd be doing all sorts of stupid stuff. And I haven't played it online with anybody yet. And they've done a lot of extra stuff in the last couple of months. So I actually got to get back to it. I have it all updated and ready to play. It's just... Minthara, why do we have so many copies of you over here? This is why we're putting stuff in order. Oh, Minsk and Boo. Oh, my weird ears that don't hold earbuds for some reason. All I do is get angry at earbuds, so I don't know why I use them. I should just buy speakers that I can just put over my ears. I don't know if my ear holes are just... Maybe I need to put my piercings back in just to hold my earbuds in. Because that's one way to do things. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of games that I want to play. There's can't remember what it's called. It's another one of the multiplayer games. It's a two-player co-op, but you have to work together. It's kind of like that prison game, which we need to finish still. So we almost played all the way through there. We were trying to escape. I love co-op games. It's fun to play things with people. Just finding time is my biggest problem. Even though I don't need sleep. Sleep is for the weak. And people who can afford to sleep. Can't afford sleep in this economy. I mean, I used to sleep. I think that was a thing. Yeah, that was another one. Was It Takes Two. I used to love playing Portal. That was, that was always fun. Goddamn cake. Always promising me cake and then taking my cake away. Don't take away Amara's cake. She loves cake. Cupcake are the best kind of cake because they're portable cake. That's science. I have issues. Oh, that's yeah. That sounds like a game that you don't want to play with your partner. feel like that would cause stress, especially if it brings up anything that might be going on in your life, or be like, ah. Oh, Split Fiction. That was the other one that just came out. And Doom just came out. I love Doom. It's just it's so ridiculous. It's just so over the top. That's like Gears of War. That's one of the reasons why I love Warhammer. I guess they're supposed to be announcing a bunch of new stuff for Warhammer or Space Marine on the 20th, I do believe. Well, the skulls thing that they do. Okay. Why are my ears dumb? Yeah, we'll see if that works. Yeah. The last Doom I really enjoyed, and this one looks ridiculous. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm in. I mean, Doom is one of those games that I've played everyone. So it's just like one of those things as a kid that I've grown up with. So like I was discussing with Heather, it was like I started playing video games when I was a kid, and like Wolfenstein, like I was taught that Nazis are bad, and I kill Nazis. That's I think that was the life lesson that I was supposed to learn playing video games back in the day. Hell is bad. Demons are bad. I fight them, even though I've somehow become one. I do really like this ink, the like Japanese ink splashy art. Makes me happy. 470. Boop. Oh, is this a? Oh, it has the fancy Phyrexian shinies. It makes it very, with all the art treatments, it is making it a pain to put things in order. Oh, Reyes. I never see Reyes the Redeemed anymore. It's been a long time since I've seen this card played. It's a lot of fun. It does. I mean, it makes tokens. Who doesn't love tokens? Oh, Satoru. I remember everybody was like, Satoru Yumazama is going to be a monster. Going to ruin everything. Whenever sets come out, people are like, there's always a boogeyman of some sort that everybody's all afraid of, and then it never does anything. I mean, it does things, but nobody plays with it, so it's not like it matters. And it's not even like it's oppressive. Kill it. Like, if a creature's a problem, use your removal. Nobody wants to be the one who uses their removal. So they wait for everybody else to do it, or they just go about their business and hope that that thing doesn't cause them enough problems that they have to use their removal. It's interesting, the strategies and Magic, like things that you do. There's a lot of little behind-the-scene things that you don't think about when you're playing, or that I don't think some people think about. I overly think everything. Like, I will play mind games with people and bluff people and stuff. Like, if I have a bunch of lands and I don't need them and I have lands in my hand, I will keep lands in my hand to make it look like I have cards, and then I will sit there and look at them like I'm going to use them for something. Telling you all my secrets. No. It's just kind of funny to me. Like if I'm playing Arena, I'll sit there and hover over the cards so it looks like I'm looking at my cards. Like when they're doing something, so they think I'm going to do something. Because I know that they can see me hovering over my cards. And sometimes, you know what, it really does trick people. I'm a monster. Oh, Draco Genius, what are you doing? Oh, Niv Mizzet. The problem, I want to make a Niv Mizzet deck, but they just always end up being the same exact deck. It's hard to make a different kind of Niv Mizzet deck. And if I put all the Niv Mizzets together, they don't really go together well. Anyway, I've completely forgot that I was talking about Final Fantasy as well, because I just started rambling about everything else in the world. Bass I've never done anything with either, and I would like to. At some point when I have enough citizens. Freaking Ultimate Magic Holy is pretty cool. I love Foretell. I love that we have more Foretell cards, so now when I'm in certain colors, people are going to be like, what Foretell card are you using? Hi, Frederick. Yeah, are you going to be... You can't be a jerk. Yeah, remember? Squirrel. Squirrel. I love squirrels. The fun thing about over here, we have like black squirrels, which are not found in very many places, and we have these. They're big, long, lengthy squirrels. They have these big, bushy tails, and they look like my one cat. Okay, did they add anything else to look at in white? I don't think so. Sid, obviously making a Sid deck. Obviously going in. A lot of the cards that I'll be taking out of the precons will end up being like the cards that weren't in the sets. Well, this one obviously is in the commander set because it's got the Chocobo symbol, but yeah. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I guess I think they're only found in like 2 different places. It's weird that this is one of the places. Yeah, I love these summoning art. You know what? I said they added new white cards, but beep, 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 beep. They might have just added. I do like that we get reprints with Magic or with the Universe Beyond art. They are very nice to us that like to theme decks, so I'm always happy about that. They do a good job keeping us with cards that let us keep that theme or story to our decks. And I do like that they, no matter how many times they reprint Swords of Plowshare and Path to Exile, it will always be a card that people need. Unfinished Business, I have it in decks, and I've never gotten to use it, and I feel like it's really good. Like, as you're just attaching auras and equipments and like dog meat, I'm throwing all my auras and equipments in my graveyard so I can just throw them on for free for 5 mana, or for 5 mana. I mean, it's not free, but oh, these must have been what they added. They added Squall, who is Danitha. I kind of wish they would have used different art for some of these, because like the CG art from the original games, which is okay, I guess, but I more prefer this art for like the instruction manual art or the ones that they let them redesign, because I guess they kind of let them choose different creatures and things that they wanted to draw. Okay, we're just gonna go back down to where we stopped yesterday, because I know they did add stuff, but it's a pain to figure out what exactly they added. Ugh, Black got some really cool stuff. We got a lot of cool theme stuff. Where were we? Red. We got some cool stuff in red. Just fucking triple triad. I'm excited about triple triad. This is so silly. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles the top card of their library until end of turn. You may play that card you own exiled this way, and each other card exiled this way with lesser mana value than it without paying its mana cost. It's a lot of mana, but it's within a weird Atali effect. I did end up pulling this triple triad with Thinking Squall. Thinking Squall. I looked at these yesterday. Go-Go's sweet. Sabin I'm putting in a deck. And I think, oh no, Sabin was, the Chocobo symbol is the commander symbol. I gotta remember that. Pew, pew, pew. Yuffie's fun. Okay, oh my gosh, where did we end yesterday? Hellkite Tyrant. Reprints, we looked at those. We were looking at green. The people who are getting confused about Esper origins and complaining that Esper was a word before Magic, people. Quit being weirdos. Okay, we got apparently we did get to green. Traveling Chocobo. I need traveling chocobo. I really wanted a traveling chocobo. I would like a neon ink one. I would love the serialized one. I would trade for the serialized one or a neon ink one. Us magic people and our shinies. And I really love the art of Traveling Chocobo. The pin for Traveling Chocobo, or for the Chocobo Racing League, that is what it looks like, and it's adorable. Chocobo pin, I'm in. Like, I'm excited for all of the Final Fantasy like products that we're gonna get. Like, I want to see what playmats and stuff that we get. Like, I imagine we're getting playmats and we're getting plastic sleeves and stuff. And I imagine there'll probably be fancy deck boxes and things like that. And I am a big fan of collectibles and theming my boxes and things to my decks. Us magic people, weirdos. Why is there just a command tower just sitting here? It's silly the command tower is a 50-cent card. I should just send all these command towers. Maybe rich in command towers and soul rings. I'm very excited to meld Villanelle and Fang into freaking Ragnarok. I'm a simple gal. Sometimes I just like to create a monster and kill everybody. And Barts and Boko's okay. They're going in the Chocobo deck. And I'm probably using Tifa in my deck as well. Chocobo. Look at all these different colors. Like, I'm gonna try to collect every single one of these neon ink Chocobo. I got problems. And then I'll just change them out. Okay, we did get to, so this is where we ended, Bergenhagen. Buggehagen? The Wise Elder, 1/3 human shaman. Reach at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control a creature with power 7 or greater, draw a card. Add 1 mana of any color. Yeah, well, the whole entire theme, basically, of besides equipment for Final Fantasy VII cards, are a lot of things that deal with sevens. Nahari. I just cast this yesterday. And now... Oh, Nahari, why am I spelling you wrong? Nahari the Harbinger. Is that C21? Beep. Sometimes that's the easiest way to find things. That's the worst thing, is if I could just type in the card and just go without looking at what version of the card it is, it would make this go much faster. 143. I do not have... Oh, this is the wrong Alicia. This is the one that smiles at death. Smiles at death. Is this the original? No, this is the Dominaria. Maybe it's not the one that I'm looking for. 143? Oh, it is 143. I don't know why I was looking for 142. It was close. Lifestream Blessing. Draw X cards, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Well, as the spell was cast. The spell was cast from exile. You gain twice X life. It's really good. And it's got foretell. So, the elves that are in this game, like, elves are not super common in Final Fantasy games. But this human elf cleric, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to Meister Seymour's power on another target creature you control. Which is silly, but it also can go monstrous. And the fact that I can take its token counters off, it's going monstrous, and obviously if you're playing elves, you're going to have a lot of elves. So he's going to get get very large, monstrosity-wise. But then going monstrous at the beginning of your turn, moving all those counters, he can go monstrous again. Like, that's one of the reasons why monstrous creatures can't go monstrous again, is having those counters on it. So that being able to do that every turn seems silly. Or with elves, you're most likely you're in green. You're gaining a lot of mana. Like you'll be able to do that maybe multiple times. Do it at the beginning of a turn. Move the counters. Do it in your second main phase. Uh, elves are always a problem. let's be serious. When have elves not been a problem? Professor Hojo. The first activated ability you activate during your turn that targets a creature you control is 2 less to activate, which is kind of cool. He's a scientist as well. Whenever one or more creatures you control become the target of an activated ability, draw a card, which is also pretty cool. And for 2 mana, that's really not that bad. And he's a human, which, I mean, there's a lot of humans that do things that you can target and activate, so I feel like it's actually kind of useful. I'd like to try him out. Even if he's not useful, it'd be fun to use. Doop. Thalia's Lancers is really good. It's a tutor. It's a 4/4 tutor with first strike. Sphere Grid. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Pretty great. Because that's every creature that you have. So anything that is actually hitting a player is going to get a +1/+1 counter. It's not just a 1 or more. And then creatures you control that have +1/+1 counters, they're getting Reach and Trample for 2 mana. That seems really good, this enchantment. Like, green, just Reach and Trample. Being able to modify Trample wins games. Flying, any kind of evasion wins games. So it's a good way to... I mean, most likely you're playing a modify deck, too. Boop. Let's see, 200. Adriana. Boop. What else are we doing here? Oh, the Mage's Sisters. I remember them. They're so silly. And they're fairies. Ah! I'm always excited when I've been so excited about like all the different kindred groups that we're getting in this set. So like, I'm like, even if I didn't like Final Fantasy, I would have been super excited about all the different creature cards that I'm getting that I can change decks out with. And that's the thing too. Is like when people don't like Universe Beyond stuff, like if you don't know those worlds, we don't know most of the worlds that we go to anyway. Like, so you're learning about these new places. Just treat it as a different Magic world. I don't know, or just wait until the next set. That's the thing, is not everything is for everybody. Unless you're obsessed with Magic like me, and then I'm just like, I don't really give a crap. I'm getting new cards. Okay, sweet. I don't care what they are. Except for I've lucked out that like everything that we've Universe Beyond has just been. I feel like they just make it for me. I'm like, oh, I like this. Like, I'm super excited about Avatar. Like, I'm gonna get so many cool cards for my decks, especially my freaking Narset deck. I'm obviously getting a bunch of cool monks. And I get dragons, and I get all sorts of cool, probably spells. I'm excited. There's so many things I'm excited about. I'm a simple gal. I am very amused by my pop culture. Like, the cool thing about Magic, too, is that, like, we all have other hobbies, too, and then we bond through those. From Magic, we bond into those hobbies, and we're like, hey, you do this, too? And then, like, it's super awesome. I love it. Anyway, the Mage's Sisters, they're a summon. They're 5 mana for a 5/5 with haste, so they can attack the second they come in. I do like the summoning spells that do have haste and can attack, because they're going to disappear after these go away. That's how these new sagas work. But enchantment creatures, there's going to be ways for me to draw cards off of them when they come into play, because they're enchantments. This one can attack the turn when it comes in, and then this is going to go off the first one, Even and it's random, which is really cool too, because like you never knew which one was going to attack you in the game. So, and then in Final Fantasy games, there's always when you're fighting multiple creatures, like bosses and things. There's always the one that heals. There's the one that's doing all the magic. There's one doing the damage. So you have all the different got combined powers, all three of them doing the thing, and like put 3+1/+1 counters on target creature. So you could make this into an 8/8 technically for 5 mana if you didn't have any other creatures, but um, defense, put a shield counter on target creature. So then, even if you put a shield counter on this, you're getting a creature that's not taking any damage, so you could just attack into things. And then the third one, oh no, wait, it's fight. This creature fights up to one target creature an opponent controls, so you could also use it as a kill spell, which is pretty cool. And then it could still attack, which is pretty sweet. So they do cool things. It reminds me of Cult of Skaro, which is that the right thing? Cult of Skaro? Yeah. I was like, wait a second, that doesn't sound right. But I love Cult of Skaro, but Grixis Princess, what can I say? I love that Doctor Who deck. Like, I ended up getting a second one for Christmas because I had put it on my Christmas list because I was like, yeah, I could use more of these cards. I was like, I don't want to take apart the one that I had. Yeah, Cult of Skaro is so great. Like, that whole entire deck makes me happy. Like, I turned it into multiple other decks, and I've put in, like, I love making making people make the decisions. What are they called? I'm like, here is a terrible thing. Which one would you like to do to yourself? Like in Snare the Mara. I have like 3 copies. I think one is in Volgavoth. I like making people make bad decisions. Like, let me just help you make your bad decisions for you. Summoning Materia equipment. You may look at a top card of your library at any time. As long as the equipment is attached to a creature, you may cast the creature spells. So it's almost like the octopus there. From the top of your library, equipped creature gets +2/+2, has vigilance, and also taps for 1 mana, huh? And only 2 mana to equip it. It's actually weird that it's not like a green mana and 1 colorless. Just to force you to have to use colored mana since green doesn't have a lot of artifacts. And it's an equipment. Okay, interesting. Trollmel, Seymour's Butler. Blech. Each other non-token creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Pretty good, and it's a freaking elf. You would think I don't like elves. I don't. I do not like elves. I have an elf deck, but it's just the precon from Kaldheim, and I just upgraded it with other elf cards. I was like, I don't ever play it. It's just kind of there. Not for me. But like Lord of the Rings came out with, we had so many crazy new elves that were really good. And, like, it took me like 30 years to finally build a dragon deck, and I don't like it. It's a 5-color dragon deck, and hey, it has a bunch of good dragons in it. Okay, cool. That's like I can win with good cards, but I like to win with other cards that are not as good. It makes me feel like I actually accomplished something. like, like I can make decks that are super awesome and just do the things that they do, but I don't want to. Restrictions make it so that you're building differently, and I feel like you come up with funner options and things when you are forced to be creative. Cleansing Nova. Oh my gosh, this stack of cards is never getting any smaller. When I play D&D, I'm usually doing this. I don't like dragons. There's and elves, vampire. Like, I love vampires. Like in the in the real world, I love vampires, but like in Magic, I'm like they just do the things that they do. Like when I find fun ways to make it and change it up, I don't mind. Like my vampire deck is an Olivia Edgar deck, but it's all wedding cards. So it's them getting married. I like to tell a story through cards. That's like my favorite thing to do. So like that's just one of the fun things. Avacyn's Pilgrim in here. None of these things are in order of any sort. Like my Dragon deck, I did end up building a second dragon deck, but it was from the Teamer deck that just came out. I had a lot of fun playing with, so I just kind of changed it up and used dragons that I didn't use in the Dragon deck. So it's a 3-color dragon deck instead, but it has other things other than dragons in it. The Teamer deck was a lot of fun. I played the Teamer deck and I played the Jeskai one. But I couldn't find the other decks, so I just I was like, at some point I'll get them. I was like, there's nothing in them that I need, so. Not that I need anything. Everything is a want. Let's be serious. Crackling Doom. What were you in? That's that. No, the Crackling Doom is in Final Fantasy, and they downshifted it. Yeah, they did. Crackling Doom got downshifted to an uncommon. Interesting. Boop. Man, the Black Panther soundtrack is really good. I really enjoyed the Spider-Man soundtrack from Miles. I did not know that the second part of Spider-Verse there was a two-parter, and I'm still angry about it. Like when it just ended, and I thought we were at the end of the movie, and then it was like to be continued. I was like, what? What are you doing? You can't do that. I don't have time for this. Has it? Oh. I am terrible at keeping up when it's bad enough that I'm trying to keep up with cards, and then when things get downshifted and stuff, then I'm like, wait a second, I can use this in Pauper now? Oh, that's not how you spell ultimatum. Cruel Ultimatum. One of the most Grixis-y cards that exists. Does all the things that a Grixis mage wants to do. Target opponent sacrifices a creature, discards 3 cards, and loses 5 life. And then I bring cards back, I get to draw cards, and I gain life. The gaining life is weird, though, because it's not colors that you should be gaining life. I guess it's kind of like the opponent losing the life from black, and then you gaining the life from black, so I've cast it once, and it was magnificent. Will I ever cast it again? Probably not. So, oops. Apparently I'm just entering around. Oops. I think that was one of the original Cruel Ultimatum. There's been a couple different copies. I think one of them has like Tezzeret. And then there's another one, Bolas. Even though I think this is kind of looks like Nicol Bolas in the shadow, but I don't think it is. Boop. Freya's Retribution. I used to have a whole bunch of angel decks. It's just like, I'm doing all the things that a Grixis mage wants to do right now. Enjoy. I like it when cards do lots of things. 224. Iteration, is that what I'm looking for? Yeah. Boop. I hate it when I have lots of copies of things like Galvic Iteration. I've drawn or pulled a bazillion copies of it, so I know I have other ones somewhere. I don't know why I always think I need extra copies of things. Yuna's Decision. 4 mana. Continue the pilgrimage. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, draw a card, and then you may put a creature card or land card from your hand onto the battlefield, which is kind of cool. It's kind of like a birthing pot effect, but for your hand, and you get to draw a card, so you could draw into something that you put on top of your graveyard, like a Worldly Tutor you could use, which is kind of gross, because then you could draw it off the top and then play it from your hand. Return 1. So for 5 mana, you could use Worldly Tutor and then do this. Especially if you're, well, if it was an instant, it would be better. Because then if somebody tried to destroy everything, or destroy your creature, you could just sack it. Find another way. Return 1 or more target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. I do like modal effects, and I imagine it has uses and things I could do with it. Yuna's Whistle. Pay 3 mana. Reveal the cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card into your hand, and rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This you could actually use before you used Yuna's Decision. Go find something, put it into your hand. Especially if you only have certain creatures in your deck. When you reveal a creature card this way, put X+1 counters on target creature you control, where X is the mana value of that card. I'm excited to use freaking Yuna. Yuna is so gross. Hey, Shannibal, what's happening? I'm just sitting here looking at Final Fantasy cards and putting things in order. Multitasking. It's like, I need to sort cards, so we'll just stream and talk about Final Fantasy stuff and do this at the same time. And then I was like, yeah, I'll play Final Fantasy later today. We'll see. I've been trying to finish 7. I've been having a lot of fun replaying it, or playing the Rebirth. How you doing today? Consuming Aberration. So gross. Oof. That sounds delicious. Ugh. I don't know what I'm eating today. I gotta figure out some foods for today. Couldn't remember what we were doing today. Boop. I bought like 3 copies of this card, thinking I was gonna use it for things. Evershriek. It's a flying 2/2 for 5, which is kind of ridiculous, but it gets +2/+2 for each aura attached to it. And then you can return it from your graveyard to play, and then you can put an aura card with converted mana cost X or less from your hand into play attached to it. If you don't, you remove Evershriek from the game. So it could recur itself, but then, like, you could attach an aura to it. I don't know. It's weird. At the time, I thought I could do something cool with it. And maybe I can. I don't know. Lifestream Blessing, we've already seen. I'm glad Fortell is back. Sphere Grid I really like. Summoning Materia I will probably use for things. These are obviously in the precon for 10. And most of the cards that I'm taking out of the precons are going to just be the reprints. And I'll fill them with the characters that didn't get put in the... Ugh. I love these summoning spells, this alternate arts form. A lot of those I would like to get. So, like, things like Bane of Progress and stuff, will probably end up taking most of this stuff out. Because, like, this Cultivate is obviously doesn't need to be in my Final Fantasy X deck. Even though I do love some of the art, like, for Fighting Rig and stuff. There's still so many things I want to talk about, and I can't. Harmonize. Oh, Aerith. Spoiler, but yeah, when she passed, I did not expect it as a kid. That wasn't something that happened in RPGs. Things didn't die for your main characters. I was like, what is happening? 3 Visits got reprinted. That's cool. These Amano arts are just makes me happy. The bonus sheet is just, it makes me very happy. I'm very excited about the bonus sheet. Like, I really want the Terra. Like, I don't use Urza for anything, but the Terra artwork is. Oh, did they show it? Yes. And not only, I don't know if they've shown the tokens, but the tokens are all different knights. uh, that was one of my favorite summoning spells for Final Fantasy VII. Like that was one of the when I would show off the game to people who weren't into or Final Fantasy was new to them or whatnot. That was like one of the summoning spells that I would cast. They never thought it was super cool, but I thought it was super cool, and could watch it over and over again. Like I could do the summoning spells just to make myself happy back when I was a kid. I was like, "Oh, this is so cool! Watch this!" And my parents are like, "Yeah, that's really cool." Like, but look how cool it is. My parents never understood like RPGs and things and why I was excited about them. uh, this vein is pretty cool. Like the art for some of these, I do like what they chose. There's so many. Uh, it's so weird that Fang Bear got a weird reprint, but also it kind of makes sense. And I do like for Search for the Frozen Esper, they used like the original like pixel art for it. Them finding the Esper. Oh, we got to the multicolored stuff. Yay! Let me go see it. Let's see here. Did they put Nightness on here? Oops, let's see if. I don't know if they. Yeah, it's. Yeah, they haven't put it on here yet. Boop. Oh, so many cards. My brain is trying to like make space for all this new information. Like so many cards to memorize. The worst thing is that it's not like I try to memorize them; they just kind of end up in there somehow. I have so many copies of Dune Blast that it makes me sick. Like I bought so many copies of Cons. Like had just gotten back into Magic. I didn't have anybody to play with at the time. I had been collecting at that point in time, but I really wanted to play. And my friends had just moved away, so they stopped playing. So my dad started playing because for like the first time in like 20 years, because my mom told him he had to go play with me and learn how to play Magic. So I bought a lot of cons. Do I need 5 copies of Doom Blast? No. Yeah. Chocobo breeding is a pain in the ass. Like, I'm so excited about building my Chocobo deck. I'm very excited to get alternate art for all my birds that aren't Chocobos in my deck. So at Magic Guns, I think I'm just gonna or save up a little bit of money and have a magic artist do on the back of a proof do a Chocobo for my different birds that are in my Birds of Paradise deck. I love nerdcore rap that just raps about comic books and magic cards and things that I understand. I'm like, these are all the things I do. Boop. I was like, what is this, conspiracy? Boop. Oh, Fires of Yavimaya. Oh my gosh, when I was not here and I had to go down to Florida for Heather, somebody dumped water all over one of my card boxes and then just went and put it aside, and I found it eventually after I had come back a couple months later, and didn't realize it had been soaking in water, so like the whole entire box on the bottom was all wrinkled and the cards inside they were all damaged. Ugh. And they like hit it. I was like, why was there even water? Why were you even near my cards? What were you doing? Ugh. I was pretty angry about it. Like, if I'm watching somebody's house, I don't touch their stuff. I'm very, very considerate about what I'm doing because I know I don't like people messing with my stuff unless I tell them they can. That's from Conspiracy too. I bought a lot of Conspiracy. I loved Conspiracy and Battle Bond and like weird draft formats, and Conspiracy was a fun one. For one of my birthdays, Heather had done a unstable draft, and then she hid a bunch of made cards that were my pets into people's hands. So when they built their decks, they had like my cats and stuff, and they did different things. It was pretty cool. It was very, very considerate and cool. Oh, Dark Imitations, freaking Tezzeret. This is a very Grixis card. Us Grixis princesses. Grixis mean girls forever. Dark Imitations. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, then discards a card. It's like Cruel Ultimatum, but a tinier version. It's if I can get a hold of a box, I would love to do a draft with a bunch of you. Like I every once in a while I found one over at now GameStop sells boxes of cards and singles and things. I don't know what's going on. They think they're LGSs now. But our one up here has a box of Conspiracy for like 175, and I'm like, ugh, if I had extra money, I would definitely buy that. I love drafting. Like, and drafting with friends, I love more than drafting with random people at drafts, but like, because you're all there and having fun, interacting with each other, bouncing off each other. But every once in a while, when you're meeting new people and stuff, we're all awkward. Let's be serious. Like, a lot of us have weird social anxieties and things, so it's always awkward sometimes. Absolute Virtue. An 8/8. Spell can't be countered. Azorius nonsense. It reminds me of Shorakai. Not that it does anything that Shorakai does, but just like the artwork and the colors and everything reminds me of Shorakai. You have protection from each of your opponents. Can't be dealt damage, enchanted, or targeted by anything controlled by your opponents. That's one of the. I mean, if they can't get rid of that, like, ugh. Also, I like this Dark Imitations. I know I'm just bouncing all over the place. That you can cast whenever you cast a Bolas Planeswalker spell, exile Dark Imitations from your graveyard. That Planeswalker enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on it. It's pretty nasty with some of the Boluses. I've never gotten to cast it, and I would like to just make a Bolos deck that's just. I mean, Bolos is freaking Grixis. He is the Grixis mage. He's the dragon that everybody should be. He's the bestest dragon. Avacyn's Pilgrim I don't need for anything. That's like, if anybody sees anything they need and want to trade, let me know. I'm just... Fran, I am so happy about this card right here. The Human Rabbit, 4/3, Reach. This goes in Samut perfectly. Vehicles I control get +1/+1 and have Vigilance and Reach. Makes my vehicles awesome. They don't tap, which is super sweet. And then extra combats. Whenever a vehicle crewed by them attacks this turn, if it's the first combat phase, you may pay 3 mana, and then you get another combat phase. Like, and Samut is awesome. Like, it's probably one of my most winning decks. Like, it just always does the thing. And it comes out of nowhere. Don't worry, Josh. I'll fix that for you. That's the one nice thing is when I can just hand people cards. Like, especially since I can't use everything I have, so I try to. It just does not work. Oh, Zealous Conscripts. This card I used to use all the time back in when I was playing in my 60 card decks. The artwork is freaking sweet. I just don't like humans. Like, humans and magic, ugh, they just do everything. I think that is why I don't like dragons and I don't like vampires and elves and humans and magic, because they just do all the things. Like, I don't. I want to have limitations. The artwork on Spellqueller, some of these full arts that they've been doing are just gorgeous. Like the coloring, the art department has been doing a really good job. Which I think, isn't Lady Danger in charge of the art department now? I almost feel like that's true. Someday I will play Magic with Lady Danger. There's like 4 people, like big name people, I guess. Magic rock stars, as I like to. Like, I want to play with Gavin someday. I've sat next to Gavin. Well, they're playing. But I've never actually gotten to play. Every single time that I'm about to like finish a game or something, he's like, "Hey, we need one person," and then they find one person. I'm like, "Oh, it's like I was in the middle of this game. It's about," and then my game ends like right after. I'm like, "Ah!" I want to play with Daniel Holt sometime. They've done such amazing work for Magic in the last couple of years, and they're so nice. What is 470 Huntmaster of the Fells? Werewolves. I don't like flip cards, and there's a lot of flip cards in the Final Fantasy set, which I always have to double sleeve them because I don't like handling them so often. Or what I usually do is I just have an extra copy that I can put over top of it, so I don't have to flip them. I'm weird about things. So that makes it a pain if I want to have a werewolf deck, because then I need an extra copy of every single card, which is just silly. Oh my god, I remember when Huntmaster of the Fell was actually worth something. And there's my baby, Choco. I didn't pull a Choco. It makes me super sad. Like, makes me happy. So my bird deck definitely has Choco. I'm very excited about my Choco puppet. I gotta post some videos here soon. It's getting there. It's a lot of sewing and gluing and basically whenever it's gluing, I have to go do something else because otherwise I mess with it and mess it up. Hullbreaker Horror, you monstrosity. Everybody hates Hullbreaker Horror when it comes out. It's wonderful. Hullbreaker Horror never hurt nobody. And then SIDS. We got all the SIDS. It makes me so laugh. The other cool thing about Sid is it has freaking cycling. But also, interesting heroes are a creature type. And how many heroes are there? I don't even know what cards are heroes now that I think about it. Like, I imagine there's some. Memory Deluge. And Gravecrawler has been reprinted like I remember Gravecrawler needed a reprint, and then they were like, let's reprint it 100 times. Was not reprinted 100 times. Such as. Boop. There we go. Boop. Yeah, how many times did they reprint Gravecrawler recently? Like, they reprinted it in double masters after we didn't have a copy for Sense here. And then we reprinted it one, two, three, four, 5 times in the last 2 years. Gravecrawler has been reprinted. Like, when they reprint it with new art for whatever place that we're in, cool, but like, we don't need that many copies of Gravecrawler. Make new cards. Put something else that needs to be reprinted in here. That's crazy. These are the things I get feisty about, silly things. I'm like, we don't need that many of them. Not only that Gravecrawler is a problem card. So it's just one of those things. The more that they're out there, the more you're going to run into it. Scare Tiller is not a rare card, but it does silly things that I like. Sometimes that's how things end up in things. Exactly. We need that many. I mean, it does do the things I do. Like, I do like to sack it, and I do the things, so I can't. It's that I don't want other people doing it. When I have to deal with it more. Now, if they have to deal with it, that's a them problem. Molten Exploration? Is that what we're looking for? Boop. That is from Zendikar Rising? Boop. I know. It's one of those things where when somebody's like, "Why are you attacking me?" And it's like, "You know why you're being attacked." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I get why I'm being attacked. I'm being a problem. Okay." Zendikar, when did you? Oh my gosh, did Zendikar Rising really come out that? I did not like Zendikar Rising. It was not my favorite set. It was very not to I don't know, it just seemed like a mess. Nothing felt connected, I guess. I don't know. It was not my favorite set. I mean, I bought packs because I wanted like the full art stuff, and it was the set out, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll buy some packs. Emmett, you silly, silly goose. Friggin' sweet. 3 mana for a 2/4 Elder Wizard. Wizards, I'm excited to rebuild my. It's so stupid. I took apart my Wizard deck and I took apart my Cleric deck, and now I'm like, well, now I kind of want to rebuild them. Now that I got all these new ones that are really cool. Scout Swarm. No, Scout Swarm never hurt nobody. Okay, that's a lie. Oh, Scout Swarm. So, Vigilance, whenever Emmett enters or attacks, draw a card and discard. I am always a fan of looting. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 14 or more cards in your graveyard, you can transform them, which is not hard. Like, that's also like double threshold. I mean, oh yeah, Scout Swarm was not a good. I don't use Scout Swarm very often. I do have a deck or two that it's in, but I don't want to do the math, and it just if it doesn't get dealt with, I mean, most likely you're winning. It's a problem. Naya Charm. Why is this in here? Yeah, like sometimes I think they don't realize is does the future league still exist where they used to like play things and test them out? I feel like there's just too much stuff to the point where you would need multiple future leagues and for different sets and oh, Watchful Ragstag is a problem. Oh my god, I put Watchful Ragstag in my Jetmir deck, my CEDH deck, and if it comes out, it is stupid. It is one of those weird cards that CEDH players They don't pay attention to magic cards as much as we do. They're like, oh, these are all the good cards. Put them in a deck. And then when a new card comes out on the board, they're like, what does this do? What is this? Smothering Rug ruins CEDH games for normal CEDH players. Like, never seen it. They don't know what it is. Then they're like, what? What does this do? I'm like, well. At least they know they've made a mistake when they do it. But a lot of times, I don't know. A lot of times people are not good at judging cards sometimes, I feel like. Like, very enfranchised players notice things, I feel like, before other people do, I guess. Like, we can look at a bunch of cards and be like, oh, yeah, that's a problem. That shouldn't be a thing. Yeah, like, Landfall is so easy to trigger, too. Like, hey, Mando Mandalorian, are you gonna jump up here? Want me to move this? Yeah, so you don't jump on it? You're silly, baby. No? Okay. He looked like he was gonna jump there where the stack of cards was. I was like, this doesn't seem like a good idea, sir. Oh, this is a kitty cat. Trove Warden. Boop. Hades, Sorcerer of Eld. Vigilance, a 6/6. During your turn, you may play cards from your graveyard. Hey, Mando Mandalorian, what's happening? What are you doing? Are you just hanging out and looking in the camera? You see yourself? Yeah, you're silly. You're so silly. If a card... Mando Mandalorian, don't do that. Ah, the world of cats. Causing me problems. The Emperor of Palmacia. Is it 2/2? Cheap. Wizard. Makes Is It mana. Spend only on non-creature spells. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, put a +1 counter on it. Then if there are 3 more counters, flipper. Boop. Or the Lord Master of Hell. Or them. Whenever the Lord Master of Hell attacks, if it deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard. Seems really good. I mean, it's a cheap commander. It's a mana dork. A mana dork that makes itself more powerful by casting spells. Like, cheap mana, like, legendaries, like Garland, are always good. Like, they're easy to get back. Not to mention that you could throw Garland in the freaking graveyard. Rakdos is always good for... Yeah, right? Oh, 99 of Kefka Chandras. And then, like, I like things that I can bring back, commanders I can bring back from my graveyard and skip past attacks. And Surveil is... I will take Surveil over Scry every day. Like, but Grixis player, graveyard is my other hand, so... When it dies, put it on the bottom of its owner's library. That's kind of a problem. So if it does die as... I guess you could throw it in your command zone, because it is changing spots. And Gladius... I mean, I'm making a Final Fantasy 14 deck, so like all these that aren't in... that didn't get decks, I'm excited to build those decks for the non-precon Final Fantasies. Trove Warden. Oh, okay, this is the... I was like, what is the stack here? This is why we're never going to finish sorting cards. I love preview season and getting new cards, because, like, it gives me new things to think about and new kind of decks to build. Liege of the Tangle. You are a weird card that I have never done anything with. You're an 8/8. Trample. Elemental. Costs 8, though. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may choose any number of target lands you control and put an Awakening counter on them. Each of those lands becomes an 8/8 green elemental creature for as long as it has an Awakening counter on it. That's pretty gross. I should put this in Omo. Okay. I convinced myself. I love Omo. It just is such a hard deck to keep in order, and Simic decks, I find, they just play Magic by themselves. It's just Simic is solitaire basically a lot of the times, and you're just sitting there watching somebody play Magic, and you're just like, okay, you take your turn. I'm gonna hang out over here and eat this hamburger. It's like I tell me when it's my turn. And Gladius, a lot of them have like a 6/6 for 6. Enter, search your library for a land card, so he's automatically triggering his landfall when he comes in. Whenever a land you control enters, target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample. If I mean, even if you can give him haste, he becomes an 8/8 with trample. But also, you could make another creature. You have, I mean, you're automatically getting this trigger no matter what. So that's kind of sweet. Oh, Kefka. I'm excited to build Kefka. And I'm excited that we got 2 Kefkas. Boop. Kefka, ruler of ruin. Whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards. I'm gonna draw so many cards. They don't have to. Like, they're drawing cards and they're making all the mana. That's why it's really hard. Omo is my only Simic deck that I have that isn't a precon that, like, it's really hard to build Simic without putting some kind of limitation on it so it does something different than what Simic does. Like, Simic just does its thing, and that's not for me. Some people enjoy that, but every once in a while when I don't know. Almost the only one that I have enjoyed. I've taken apart so many Simic decks because I'm just like, well, this just does the same thing that the other one does. Like, I'm going ramping, and then I'm drawing all the cards, and then I'm playing my big creatures and running people over. Locus of Rage? Looking for? There we go. Boop. That's the thing too. Is landfall is really hard to build something that doesn't that I can't abuse. Like, I don't want to abuse it, but it just kind of happens. Satyr Wayfinder. I don't know why you're in my. I think this might have just been a deck that I took apart. Boop. Yeah. Why am I putting? Boop. Doop. Yeah, this is definitely just a deck I took apart, and then it must have just ended up in this box. I guess I'll put this stuff in order. Will I ever get everything in order? Probably not. You have my, oh, there you used to be. I mean, I still use you for things. Also, I don't build a lot of stuff with green, because green just does this thing, and it just seems to make my decks exactly the same. Rolling Regrowth. Sacrifice a land, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield. That's actually pretty cool. I used to use Banishing Light a lot. A lot of times people don't want to destroy the enchantment to get their creature back. But also, a lot of times it's in my enchantment decks where there's other enchantments that are worse that they need to get rid of first. I like giving people bad options. Like, they have to make some kind of decision where, oh, do I get rid of this or do I get rid of this, and which one of these is going to kill me? I am excited to. Kajo Genome Sorcerer is pretty sweet. At the beginning of your end step, create a tapped 0/1 black wizard creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell. This token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Then, if you control 4 or more wizards, transform. So, there's a lot of really cool wizard cards, and I need to see how I can maximize the amount of wizards with the colors. Like, I don't want to use Analia just because it kind of lets me use way too many wizards. Really, I know choices are sometimes bad, and sometimes I love giving people. I'm like, hey, and a lot of times I will cast something that I know is a boogeyman and that they'll get rid of, so I can cast the next thing that I know I do need. That way, I kind of get them to get rid of their removal. I have lots of little sneaky things I do. Like sometimes that's not the play just to play the card certain cards. Like sometimes you need to play them in certain orders to throw people off. And then you flip over and become Transkaju, Fate Defied. If a wizard you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage. I feel like wizards are a thing, and they actually are going to be pretty cool. I might actually be able to make them in. Yeah, it's freaking sweet. Basically, when Spelks Kite came out, I love that card. It's one of my favorite cards. Is this just a weird card that you don't see very often, and a lot of newer players haven't seen a lot of these cards too, so like it's fun when you're playing. Hey, what is happening? Isn't it so cool? Yeah, the Robin. And it has flash. It's because it cooks so fast. I love it. Like some of the flavors and some of the things are so great. How you doing today, Lev? I'm just sitting here putting stuff in order and talking about Final Fantasy cards. Still, I'll probably. I mean, for the next 15 days at least. So we still got previews until the 30th, I think. And then I think we can actually the ambassadors can show gameplay footage. So starting on the 30th, I've got a game scheduled. We're gonna be playing the precon, some of the other ambassadors, so we can actually show off some of the decks and show off the cards. So yes, yes, on the 30th. I'm excited. I haven't gotten to play the decks. Like I have them sleeved and ready for streaming content and stuff, but like I can't play them, so I'm just like no. And then I'm like, I want to keep all of them together, so I kind of want extra copies, but I'm not getting extra copies. Let's be serious. If so, like I would like to upgrade the precons with like all the other cards that weren't in the sets, but did you? It's I wish I could show stuff, but 'cause I did get the collector's edition of that, and the surge foils are beautiful. Like the counter deck is a lot of fun. I'm excited. Like I'll probably end up taking most of the reprints out and putting in the characters and stuff that didn't get put in from the main set into my counter deck because there's a lot of good stuff in there. Hi, Barbie, you're just walking through. Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, you're gonna knock all this stuff over? Where are you going? You want to go that way? I'll make space for you. Yeah, I love you. No, you're gonna sit. Where are you going? You're gonna go that way? No, no, don't lay on the cards. You can lay in the box if you want. Cat token. If you didn't know, this is a Final Fantasy character named Barbie. She's a silly goose. What are you? Don't not eat. Oh, did you find? No, that's a treat. I was like, what are you eating over there? Don't eat my magic cards. Let us not eat the magic cards. I'm very excited about my Final Fantasy 13 and 14 and 8 decks that I'm building right now. Because those were all ones that I really enjoyed. And 16 I've been loving, so I'm definitely going to end up making a deck for that. I'm making a deck for every Final Fantasy that I have enough cards to make make the story. And there's some magic cards that fit. So I'm like that are like not from the Final Fantasy set. So some of those will be being filled in for like the Final Fantasies that don't have enough cards. Green Warden. I love Ancient Green Warden, but that's lands are so easy to abuse. Oh, thank you. Boop. You know what? I'm actually gonna go grab something to snack on real quick. I've been sitting here for a while. I came back from a walk around the lake, and then I just started streaming. I was like, boop. This is the one nice thing about where I live is like the lake is like a block away. The Gulf of Canada, as I like to call it. That's the thing is I can see Canada. If I need to get to Canada, I can get there. I'll just steal a yacht and drive it across the lake and just crash it into the the bay. Just slide into Canada with all my magic cards and cats. Like I'm declaring myself a refugee. Thousands of magic cards and cats. There's so many silly things we can do now. That's one of my favorite things about Magic is just like when I play Magic, a lot of times I'm imagining the things that are happening in my head as I'm playing, so I'm just like creating my own story of what's happening. So like that's why I like to make decks that tell a story because I'm like, this is like I have my Zira deck. That's my Zira John Wick Assassin deck, and like every card that's in it just has things to do with assassins, and there's like the Tokyo City cards or my lands, and I've got the gala greeters because they're showing up to the gala, and then all the assassins are fighting each other, and like I love flavor. It makes me happy. Lightning is really cool. She's freaking 3 mana for 3/2, and she's not in one of the commander decks either. Ugh. First strike, trample, and lifelink, which is insane. She 3 freaking abilities for 3 mana. But then whenever lightning deals combat damage to a player until your next turn, if a source would deal damage to a player or permanent, if that player controls, it deals double that damage instead. So like, it's so silly. She's really good. Like I'm just sitting here looking at her. I'm like, yeah, there's some silly stuff I can do with lightning, but also I gotta figure out. Like I don't want to use 5 color commanders to make all my Final Fantasy decks, the ones that don't have decks. So I need to figure out how I can maximize the amount of Final Fantasy 13 cards with the commander and the colors that they are. So I've just been slowly trying to figure that out. And 14, Noxus is. I feel like there's cool stuff you could do with Noxus. I mean, it's an Esper. 4/3, has lifelink, which is freaking sweet. You can cast artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to paying for the other art. The other costs. I like that because you have lifelink, like you're gaining an extra life no matter what, and then you can cast the swords or artifacts or his weaponry, which is pretty. Like I love it that it just kind of tells a story. But I feel like because of you cast a spell this way, the artifact enters with finality counters. But now there's even more ways to get rid of finality counters by moving them around. And you could put what's her name, Goldberry from. She was one of the special Lord of the Rings cards from the main set, but she lets you move counters around, and she's in blue, so you could move around counters off of that. I love that Renona comes with her pupper dog and get Angelo. And, I mean, Selesnya, 4/4. And Human Rebel Warlock. It's so weird because some of these, yeah, it was a Goldberry. Yeah, Goldberry is really cool, and I've never actually seen anybody use her. But I feel like she definitely has uses. I love doing fun things that do weird stuff, like, that people don't expect. They're like, wait, what are you doing? That's like one of my favorite things is the people being confused. Like, wait, what does that do? Cutest trick is. That's fun. See, that's the fun thing is talking about magic with other people because we all see things differently. So like where I might see something and be like, "Ooh, this interaction." Like other people see the other interactions, and then like we just kind of work with each other and come up with new things. I love it. Renoa, whenever Renoa attacks another target creature you control, gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature you control. That's actually really. That's pretty gross, actually. I mean, Selesnya, you're making a lot of creatures. Tactical. Eh. You do is it stuff. Oh, Sin. Enters and attacks. Exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random. Then create a tap token that's a copy of that card. If the exile card is a land card, repeat this process. Well, that's weird. And it's a Leviathan, though. Interesting. Maybe I use that as my Leviathan commander. That's the thing is, can't fit that into my 10 deck. That is also true. Yeah, Knights of the Round is pretty freaking awesome. I've been waiting for... That was one of my favorite summoning spells in Final Fantasy VII. Oh, later, sir. Will do. Soon. You're coming next month, right? Is Steph coming... She's tomorrow? Or is that her last day tomorrow? I'm excited to get some Magic in, hang out with you guys. We'll definitely have to make time. Oh. I actually have a whole bunch of power conduits. Like, that was back during Mirrodin and Dark Steel and stuff. That was another time where I was playing. Like, whenever I wasn't playing Magic, I was still collecting Magic in between. So, like, I have cards from most of the sets in between. The last day on Sunday. Weddings. Yeah, just let me know when you get back down. We can work some stuff out. Hang out, play some Magic, learn Magic, eat some foods. I need human interaction every once in a while. Is this a... Oh, no, that's this one. Boop. Oh, Sun Titan. You will always be something that people will use. Yes. Freaking suplex. When I saw that, I was very amused. I was like, I remember this. I remember that goddamn Ghost Train. I remember as a kid, it was like the middle of the night when we were playing. The terrible thing is I remember it was like 2 or 3 in the morning when we were playing. Like, we would play all night long when we were playing Final Fantasy III. My friend would bring it over on the weekends, and we had a save on there for when we were playing together. And yeah, we played that whole entire game for weeks on end. Like, it was one of the only ones I didn't actually have as a kid. My friend did. Like, my mom tried to find a copy for us for Christmas and couldn't find one anywhere because that was like almost at the end of the life cycle of the Super Nintendo. So like there wasn't a lot of copies of things being printed. So it was one that I didn't have an actual physical copy of. I mean, now I do, but... Ah! You are very excited about ramen. I am very excited about the ramen, too. It's just so silly. It's just more food stuff for my food deck, too. Oh my gosh, I am rich in soul rings. I have way too many soul rings. And the one thing is, like, I guess I probably almost use all my soul rings. Most of the time I just set them aside because I'm like, hey, I'm going to use this for a deck. You know what? Oh, this can just go over my land box. I have a box that's just basically dual lands and crap that I need use for decks. There's a lot of really fun cards, and like I have to always make sure that they've been spoiled because I'm like, I know there's certain ones that I'm like I really want to talk about, and I'm like, I can't talk about this yet. Let's just say I've been very happy about a lot of the things that have been that I've seen, and as a Final Fantasy fan, like there's just little nods to things that I'm just like, I remember this, and I love that it brings back memories. That's like my favorite thing about these Universe Beyond sets, that I'm getting to relive the experiences that I had with these games that I love. Like that's why I feel like for like Universe Beyond sets, it helps when ambassadors and things are like fans of things, because like it's easier for us to talk about them. We get excited about them. There were things that we experienced, like so. It's always fun. Amulet of Vigor, Jesus, that's insane. Okay, I guess I don't. You know what? I might actually put that in Omo. That's the other thing, is when I'm sorting decks or my cards, I'm like, oh no, now I'm building more cards. That's like I've managed to stay away from most of the things. Like I hate when people spoil things, because like I'm like I get excited about it, that I'm like, oh, I'm seeing a new card, but also I'm like, it ruins the excitement for me at the same time, like because then I can't talk. I don't want to talk about it, so I just kind of keep away from it until I can talk about it, and I'm like, okay, now we can talk about it. Oh, Evolution Sage, what the heck? Were you only? Huh. I guess I didn't realize that Evolution Sage was War of the Spark. Oops, that one was. Boop. You're a foil version. Foil version. Like, it sticks being excited about it and not being able to talk about it. Like, holding it in, I'm like, eh. What I usually do is I talk about my partner, and she does not give any craps about my Magic cards. But it lets me get it out of my system. I'm like, okay. She gives no craps, and she's not going to talk about it to anybody. There's a vault that it goes into that she's just going to forget. Oh, Haro. Yeah, this must have been another deck that I took apart. Full arts. I have a lot of full art lands that I'm sure people need for their decks, to theme decks. I need to that I'm not using for anything. Once I theme a deck, and I most likely don't need certain lands ever again, so they just go in my box. Beep. Lotus Cobra. Lotus Cobra was fun. I'm very excited to see Final Fantasy on Magic Arena, to tell you the truth. Like, I want to see what the summoning spells and things do when you cast them. I'm hoping there's animations for them. I'm hoping that the animations are really awesome. That's like the thing that I'm most interested about in Arena, to see what they do with that. Like, I'm hoping it's cool. I'm hoping the summoning spells and I want to see if they use like the sound clips of the characters from the games talking. Like, there's a lot of things I want to see. I know. And those chocobos, it's like, which ones am I gonna use? But then I also have like dog meat too. I'm like, they should just let me have all my pets on the board. Like, they should just let me have them stacked on the sides. You know what? Why are we putting? Let's put this in my other box. Yeah, this was definitely a deck I took apart. Like Evolving Wilds. This shouldn't be over here. That's nonsense. At some point, I'll maybe go through my land box and add things. Most of the time, if there's things that are going into my decks, I don't add them onto my list, because that way I don't trade them away. Sylvan Advocate was a favorite card of mine back when it was in Standard. Oath of the Gatewatch, I think, yeah. As long as you control 6 or more lands. Land creatures you control get +2/+2, which is pretty cool. Oh, I should put this in Omo, too. There's a whole bunch of things I should put in Omo. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't either. Like, or at least give you a couple spaces. Like, that's the thing, too, is, like, if you have, like, the stickers, you can only have a certain amount of stickers, and I love my stickers. Like, if I'm paying extra money to have these stickers, I would like to cast them and be able to use them all. Please and thank you. This Chatterfang Arcane Signet is pretty freaking sweet. Is that the Magic or Command Fest one? That's freaking sweet. I love all the Arcane Signets for the Commander decks. Oh, they're so good. Okay. What was this? Is that Kaldheim? No, that's Zendikar. Zendikar Rising. Beep. Oh my god, did Arcane Signet actually went down in price for one time? Oh, this must have just been put over here because it was a nasty vehicle. Thundersteel Colossus is disgusting. It's a 7/7 for 7, trample, haste, and with a crew of 2. Which is pretty awesome because it reminds me of Pacific Rim. So you've got the 2 pilots. I love vehicles. And Squall is pretty cool. Squall does the Mardu thing right now, I feel like. That's, like, Mardu has been very much about bringing things back from the graveyard for attacks and things like that. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets double strike, which is pretty sweet. And also, Squall commits crimes because he's a mercenary, apparently. Which is pretty sweet. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. So, basically does like an Alesha kind of thing, but without paying for it. And is a lot of keywords that are very useful. Human, Knights, and Mercenary. And then we have another Terra, so then I gotta find this freaking spot for her in the Commander deck. Like, god dang it. Final Fantasy VI is like one of my... it just makes me happy. It reminds me of my friend that I like, lost so many friends and things, so, like, it's nice to remember them through my hobbies and things like that. The fun that we had. Oh my god, yeah. Terra, mill 5 cards. But one of... she would be really good in dog meat, too. Exile Terra, she flips... boop. Oh, she becomes Esper Terra. Create a token that's a copy of target non-land enchantment you control. That's actually really good in dog meat. Oh, and then she's 5 colors, too. Oh, she could make my deck a 5-color deck. Oh. Oh, yeah. Love, you're silly. That's gross. Okay. Yeah, with knights. Ugh. This is so silly. Hey, what's going on, Carillion? I'm sitting here talking about Final Fantasy cards as I go through my deck boxes and entering cards into my trade binders. This is so much crap. Was there Gasto Thrill Seeker? Okay, this is a card that I didn't get to talk about very much during Aether Drift, but I was really excited about it, and I just kind of I ran out of time, I guess. That's what happens. Or is it 205? So this thing, Rakdos 2/3, but it starts your engines. And the coolest thing about it, when it enters, it deals 1 damage to target opponent, so you're just automatically starting your engines and going to speed 2 automatically. So it's a really good way to just speed things up. That's always fun waiting at the airport. I've done that many a times. Whenever my brother flies in and stuff, like my family all goes down, and we just sit there and wait. I like watching. I'm a people watcher. Just sit there and watch people and the things that are going on around me. I'm like, what is happening here? Trade the Helm is another fun card that I put in my box because I was like, yeah, this is really fun too. I love exchanging things, exchange control, target artifact or creature you control, and target artifact or creature and opponent controls. Like, I don't even care if I'm giving you something bad as long as I'm taking something good. If I'm taking something better. Ugh. Oh, you is it one of the you can't park here until is this like a waiting area? Ugh. That is very true. Remind me to send you over the tracking code. I keep I set things aside and I'm like, okay, I'll do this, and then I just never get around to things. I'm bad at things. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an artifact or creature card from it. Sell that card. I am a big fan of cycling. I don't know why I have these. I think these were just cards that I was putting in decks. And I was like, ooh. The last time I was at the airport, I had too much stuff with me, so I ended up packing a bunch of my stuff into a plastic bag. And I had a bunch of magic cards, my quivers were in them, and the bag was too heavy, and I didn't realize it, and I got out of my Uber, and I picked up my plastic bag, and the handles ripped off of it, and just threw all my stuff all over the road, where everybody was trying to pull over to get into the airport drop-off area. It was, and that so I'm carrying this bag through the TSA without handles that I had just stuffed everything back into, and I didn't have anybody with me, so I was like trying to hold all this stuff. It was a mess. It was not great. So then I had to, when I got through TSA, I had to go buy a bag, and I didn't have any money, so I was like trying to sell stuff so I could go buy a bag to put all my stuff back in, so I could get onto the airplane with my stuff. Airports. That's don't have a lot of nice things to say. If I didn't have to fly, I would not. I prefer to drive places. I like to be in control of my life. Like, I appreciate people flying me around, but I also don't appreciate it sometimes. You know what I'm excited about is that my earbuds have not fallen out of my ears for like the last hour, which doesn't happen very often. I love Glasspool Mimic. I don't get to use it very often. Ultimacia, Time Sorceress. So whenever she enters or attacks, I get to surveil too. And then at the beginning of your instep, if you pay a bazillion mana, 8 mana, which is, I mean, and exile 8 cards, which Final Fantasy VIII, she was the end boss. Time Sorceress. And the fact that she's uncommon, she's a 7/7 uncommon that gives you extra turns. This creature transforms into Ultimacia, you take an extra turn. Like, I mean, you're paying 8 mana and exiling 8 cards to freaking do it, but it's really not that hard, especially when you're surveilling 2 on attacks and commons. I love it when they ask me what's in my bag, and I'm just like, magic, or playing cards, magic cards, and I've only had them search my bag once. Like, Tom gets pulled aside all the time, and he's usually, like, behind me, so they've already let my quivers go through, and then, like, I was one time talking to the TSA guy who, he was like, oh, you play Magic? Because he saw my tattoos, and he went to go check through my bag, and I was like, yeah. And he was just like, he's like, yeah, he's like, these containers look like C4 because you have all the deck boxes inside a quiver, and he's like, yeah, so like people who don't know any better, who aren't good at their jobs, they don't know what they are. I'm like, okay, was like, that makes sense. I was like, there's lots of people who are not good at their jobs. Also, I don't let them, like, if they're like, can I go through this? I'm like, nope. Like, I do not want you to touch my cards, please and thank you. Especially since they sit there and they like have they do the like little scrub things on my card sheets and stuff. I don't know if it leaves any residue on them, but I guess so. I'm like, no, don't mess with my stuff. It's like, obviously, I'm just trying to get someplace and I just want to go there and be done. Just let me do that. Oh, maddening cacophony. So freaking stupid. I like milling people. I just shouldn't, but it's just one of those things that I do enjoy doing to people. Frog Tosser, Banner, and a Ret. Is that a reprint? Yeah. Frog Tosser are actually really good. My Goblin deck is actually a Rakdos Goblin deck. Because Rakdos Goblins. Why be held down by just red goblins when I can have Rakdos Goblins? Vive, you're great. You're so silly. You do stupid things. A 0 colorless mana. Add X mana in any combination of Izzet, where X is Vive's power. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter and do 1 damage to each opponent. Vive is going to be fun to use. Like, one of the ones I'm excited about building around. Or even just, I mean, that's the thing is we didn't get a Final Fantasy IX deck, which kind of makes me sad. I was kind of hoping that was going to happen, but yeah. Ooh, Takar draft. Yeah, I didn't do pre-release for Takar, and I'm kind of regretting it still. Like, it was one of my, like, I wasn't excited about dragons, but I was excited about everything else that was in the set. It was like, there was a whole bunch of other creatures that I wanted to do. Carillion on brand in a car. As one does. 90, let's see here. From Darkness. I like Extract from Darkness. I don't know, I like stealing things out of other people's graveyards. There's just still certain cards that make me happy. It's like, does that need to be in a deck? No. This can actually go over here. The flip lands from like Zendikar, I was like, these are great. So I ended up getting a bazillion copies of them because I was like, I'll probably use these in most of my decks. Blast you, ad. You know what? Oh, ads end in 30 seconds. For some reason, it doesn't pop up on here, which is really weird. I wish it would actually tell me things. Yeah, I got D&D tonight, and I've got work in a little bit. You know, actually, oh my god, it's a lot later than I thought it was. We'll probably finish this little stack here, and then probably go do other things. Yuna reminds me of Zur, kinda. During your turn, Yuna and enchantment creatures you control have trample, lifelink, and ward 2. In my Anithia deck, this would be really good. At the beginning of your end step, return up to 1 target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter. Like, that whole entire deck uses rooms and sagas to just cycle them back in and out, so... Open into Wonder. That's another weird card I've never seen. Boop. I mean, it is a way to win. Another Soul Ring? Don't want any more Soul Rings. I have so many Soul Rings, guys. What am I going to do with all these Soul Rings? And, like, Gonti is one... Yeah. Isn't it? Oh my god, with the Overlords? Love you, monster. Oh, that's good. Ugh. I'll give some trample, life, and ward 2. Make them a pain in the ass to get rid of. The finality counter kind of doesn't even matter because people don't like playing Ward. Ward is stupid. There's so often I would rather things have hexproof because then I just can't do it. I can't attack you. I can't do anything to you, or I can't destroy your creature. Fine. At least I don't have to pay extra mana to cast the spell and then you counter me or something. Ugh, it makes me so sad. Yeah, everybody is all about Vive. Like, it was a favorite character of a lot of people, too, so... And I feel like wizards are a thing. Like, you could do something cool with them. I am very excited about this card in Samut. Like, I like vehicles a lot, so, like... this artwork for lightning. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen this. That Vive is going to be expensive. Ugh. That's adorable. The worst thing, too, is it's a mythic, too, so there's going to be less of them out there. Yeah, I hate Mind Stone. Get out of here. Yeah, this is the first time I've seen this one. It's so cute. I love... The alternate art cards are all really good. That's the thing is I like to see, like, artwork is always important to me on Magic. Like, a lot of times when I'm playing, I'm just sitting there admiring my hand. I'm just looking at card art. Like, yeah. Kefka, I absolutely love too. Ugh. Just the colors and Amano's artwork is one of my favorite things. This Terra. And the worst thing is they're all mythics too. Ugh. I want them. I don't need them. I just want them. Ugh. Like, I really like all these. These are probably the arts that I would like to collect if I can. Yeah, Kefka is... Like, I love that they let them choose characters they wanted to design and make new art for, and then, like, the original arts, too, that we got. Ugh. Makes me happy. Yeah. And then we got two Kefkas, which we got the Court Mage, and did they show up? Now I'm like, did they show the other Kefka? I know nothing. Like, maybe? Why is this? Yeah, this. I think this was the commander deck for the assassins I must have taken apart. So I'm like, most of these cards. Yeah, it must be the commander one. Is it the Rakdos one I'm thinking about? Like, I've just been using the Magic website previews, so I'm like, I don't know if which ones got spoiled today. Ugh, I love this Hades artwork. I'm a big fan of symmetrical things. Like, symmetrical artwork, I don't know. I do like that we got two Kefkas. And that one is actually really fun. I'm like, it's very expensive. Like, I think it's 7 mana, but, like, I'm like, that's kind of silly. Did I spell opposition wrong? I did. I think I forgot. This song is fun. Sometimes I like to just have things on so I can hear new songs that I don't normally hear. Yes. And, like, I've got so many really cool Grixis League cards. Like, Grixis feeling, like, after, like, that group Slug deck was one of my favorite things from freaking Duskmourn. So, like, getting to do, like, just silly, terrible things. Opposition agent I don't use for anything. It's just one of those, like, cards that I need to trade or sell because I'm not using it, and there's people who do use it for things, so... Like, there's just certain cards, like Psychonic Rift I don't play. Like, if I'm playing I have, like, one CEDH deck that uses it. But, like, it's not something that I need, and I have multiple copies, so I need to actually be like, okay. It's hard for me to let go of stuff a lot of times. I'm like, I might need this later. I'm one of those people. Yeah, Kefka. Ugh. I really like this Ruler of Ruin one, too. That's the problem. I think I'm going to end up putting like all the arts just in a deck and switching them out however I'm feeling at the time. I'll be playing a lot of Final Fantasy decks in Vegas. I think I might actually just be bringing Final Fantasy decks, and that's it. I'm very excited. Like inside a Choco, I'm building a pocket, so I have a pocket for my cell phone. And I can put my deck inside because my Choco deck will be with me that day when I'm walking around with my puppet, and that'll be the deck that I'm playing for the day. I usually whatever my cosplay is or whatever my puppet is, I build a deck for it, and then that's what I play the whole entire day. So like Samut was my deck last time for Chandra and for Aether Drift, and that was the only deck I played all that day. Oops, that's not what I was looking. I was looking for Sakashima the Imposter. I love the artwork from RK Post on the original Sakashima. So good. I love the masks all over. It's like one of the classic Kamigawa cards that I just like really like. I know it's gonna be a very Final Fantasy area. Everybody's gonna be like, what Final Fantasy? I'm probably not gonna. I will probably bring the precons with me, but I think I'm gonna bring my other version. I'm gonna bring Choco, and I'll probably bring 13, 9, 14, and 13. 8, 9, 13. It kind of depends. If I can build 16, I can fit 5 decks in my in my quivers. So I guess I just don't know if I will have enough cards to build like Final Fantasy 1. I kind of thought about building Final Fantasy 1 as a party deck with D&D cards to fill in the rest of the from the original D&D set, to fill in the cards just with the party mechanic and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Because some of those Final Fantasies are very niche ones that a lot of people haven't actually played. Like, they didn't come out in America until later on with the remasters and stuff, so they're not as popular, whereas Final Fantasy VII was such a big deal when it came out. Like, that was like all of us RPG people lost our minds, but then it got a lot of people into RPGs too. So like that was a lot of people's first Final Fantasy experience with Final Fantasy VII. I remember having it pre-ordered for like 2 years. I think it was Electronic Boutique back in the day. That was GameStop, I guess. I used to have games pre-ordered all the time. My parents used to get so mad at me because I paid for them myself, but I'd be like, hey, Final Fantasy comes out today. I need to go to the store. They're like, bah. Mainly because it was like 45 minutes away at the mall. Oh, did they? Oh, yeah. There's a lot of bird-themed cards that are really good. Like, I wish Chocobos had Mount, but, I mean, they have Landfall, and Landfall does its thing. Yeah, Electronic Boutique. You remember that? Like, that was, like, my game store back when I lived in California, and, like, my parents thought I was selling drugs all the time because I was selling Magic cards and Marvel trading cards when I was at school. Hey, what's going on? How you doing today? I'm sitting here logging cards into my trade list and talking about Final Fantasy cards and Final Fantasy just in general. How you doing today? Uh, I'm so excited about Final Fantasy. Right? Like, I must get this out of my system. How are you loving previews? I'm so excited. I've just been sitting here gushing over Final Fantasy cards. I'm just using the main preview thing over here because I don't know what has been shown yet officially, and I just want to make sure that I'm following my NDA. I'm so excited for all of you. Like, one of my favorite things to do is like introduce people to like my favorite TV shows and movies. So like a lot of times, like if I have people over, I'm like, hey, let's watch this movie, and I like to just sit there and watch them experience the movie for the first time or TV show. What are we stacksing today? Everything. I love stacks. I am definitely a stacks player. I mean, I'm Death and Taxes was my freaking legacy in my modern deck. I haven't upgraded those in years, though. Like, they're probably not any good anymore. I mean, they probably still do their things, but power creep has definitely changed things. Yeah, how do we play with? I've never played with you guys. Boop. This is one of my favorite arts, Malia. Jason Chan did this years ago. This was one of the old Commander cards. It has such beautiful art. The flowers, the face that's just in the middle there. So good. Boop. I really want these. I really like these ones too. The foiling is really nice on like the backs of them, so the art actually really pops. Oh, that's. I haven't seen everything, which is so weird. How do we make this happen? I haven't used this card in a long time either. There's so many cool cards that I forget about, and then I just... 340? Oh, that's 191. I still have all the giant size versions of things. Oh, did they show all the bonus cards? There's some really cool bonus cards. That bonus sheet is pretty sweet. That's the thing, is there's so many good new cards, but there's some really awesome reprints too that I'm just like, no. Do I change these all out in my decks? Like, I guess, probably. Oh, Bruce Tarl. I was actually talking about him yesterday. He's always causing me problems. He's one of those creatures I'm like, well, I better kill him before he causes me too many problems. Like, I'm like, nobody else is taking care of him. I guess I'll take care of him. I don't want to. I do really love the artwork on these ones. Yuna is really good. I do like this Zidane better. And I do like Zidane has the freaking basically steal a creature, but then it gives it lifelink, which is pretty awesome. So you can steal your opponent's creature, and it gets lifelink and hazed. And then you give it back, and you get a treasure, which is pretty cool. And if you blink them... Sid. I'm so glad that we got all these Sids. Yeah, it's basically just, like, comes, steals a creature, and, like, that's very on brand. Alex, I think I have too many copies of this goddamn card. Whenever I buy packs, it always seems like there'll be one card in a set that I just keep getting copies of. And I'm just like, I don't want any more copies of this. It's great when the cards are worth nothing, and then eventually someday something comes out, and then I have like 1,000,000 copies of some stupid card that didn't do anything, and then suddenly it's useful. I'm like, yay! You're not useless anymore. Woo! I'm so glad we got all these Sids. I'm very excited about this. I don't know what exactly. I mean, I'm only gonna. I can have as many Sids as I want, but I'm definitely only putting. Oh. Well, so much for that. I just threw that headphone across the room. You monsters. Yeah, I love all these Sids. That's so great. This was one of the things I was hoping would happen, that we would get all these Sids. I mean, I'm only gonna. I can have any number of them, but I'm only going to have the amount of Sids that there are. So then I gotta figure out exactly what I want to do with them. I mean, it's gonna be an Artificer deck, obviously, because I don't know how many heroes actually exist. And I love the. Like, I'll probably collect most of these, and like the ones with full borders, I'll probably just trade to people and do giveaways for. I did not pull a Choco. It makes me so sad. I didn't pull any of the of the chocobos, and it makes me sad. I just wanted chocobos. That's all I ask for. I was like, I'll trade anything besides Kefka for more chocobos. Everything else I can deal with. Ugh. I understand. I'm like, I really don't like. I want the neon ink chocobos for my for my Birds of Paradise deck, because I have a deck that all the members of the Birds of Paradise, I've had them sign birds and stuff, but I'm gonna have them all altered into chocobos in the artwork instead. So I have everybody's signatures on them, and then have chocobos. So it's gonna be all chocobos. And then the playtest card for Birds of Paradise, I'm gonna have a chocobo drawn on there, but I got to figure out which magic artists I want to have do that. I'll probably have them save up some money and have them do that at one of the cons. I'm hoping. The dream is to someday have original Amano art, but that's never happening in my life. Have them do a chocobo for me. That would be my dream. I would have to just tap out after that. Yeah, he's really good. There's a lot of cards for upgrades in this set. Like, so many, like, kindred cards that go really well in things. And obviously, freaking Cloud Boros equipment is stupid. And my Boros equipment deck is already pretty stupid. I use Cassandra from Assassin's Creed. And she's really powerful. For 3 mana, a 2/2 that has haste, throws out her spear that you can find from the graveyard, from your hand, or from your library, and the spear is really powerful. You're putting it out for free, so you're paying 3 mana for and going and tutoring for her weapon that also is 3 mana. So like, and you can go get it out of the graveyard if somebody destroys it. I mean, as long as they don't exile it on you. But most of the time, it's not that powerful where they avoid it. This are the colors. Like, I'm a big fan of like purples and blacks together and stuff. So like, it just getting to see Magic artists do Final Fantasy art. The same thing happened with Lord of the Rings, where my poor brain was just so happy. I'm like, all these Magic artists doing these characters that I love, and the same thing with all the Universe Beyond sets. I'm getting Magic art, but I'm also getting these games that I love. Like, I'm one of the weird Universe Beyond pro people, I guess. Like, these games made Magic for me for the most part. Like, they got me into Magic, so this ugh, Lord Master of Hell. God forbid, back when I was a kid. I remember my grandma wouldn't let me play Magic in her house. So like when we would be moving, because we would move from base to base every couple of years, so we'd stop over at my grandma's and stay there for like 2 weeks every time in between, every 2 or 3 years, and she wouldn't let us play Magic in the house because it was the devil. was evil because we had like demonic tutor and hell's caretaker and then unholy strength, and they like back in the day they removed the pentagram in the back of unholy strength because people were whining. And now I'm like, ooh, the Lord Master of Hell. It really was unfortunate. Like, so me and my brother would just go outside to the garage and go play Magic, or the room that we were staying in, we would just go close the door and play Magic. Like, my brother was always my Magic friend. It was so ridiculous. Like, we couldn't play on school grounds, so we would bring our cards with us, and like I would trade during the day in my binder and stuff. And then when we would go to lunch, we would go outside the fence and go play on the sidewalk so they couldn't yell at us. Because we could leave the campus or the school grounds because we used to go to my parents' house every once in a while, but it was like a 15-minute walk back and forth, so we would waste half of our lunch back and forth, so we would just go outside the fence and play Magic. The weird thing is, like on the weekends, like by the time I left the base that I was at when I first started playing Magic, like they used to have Magic tournaments, and there were tons of uh, people, Air Force people and stuff that would come and play Magic. So it was a bunch of kids and a bunch of airmen and stuff playing Magic, and we would have huge amounts of people, and they would be playing at the school that we weren't allowed to play normally on the weekends. We would have like card shows and stuff, and it was mostly like people with sports cards and like trading cards, like Marvel and stuff like that. But Magic started selling there, and that's how I actually got into Magic, because I went to a sports card show and I had like $1 and I bought like a bunch of 10-cent commons that I didn't. I was like, ooh, this art is really cool. I had no idea it was a card game. It was kind of silly. I was like, these are really cool looking. And then that was my downfall. I have so many copies of Judith Cartage Connoisseur. I bought every copy that was at one of the Magic Cons because I was signing them for my costume because I was Judith there. So I went and bought all the copies, and I don't think I signed any copies. So now I just have a stack of Judiths. What am I going to do with all these Judiths? Now I just send them to people whenever I'm doing trades and things. I'm like, here's a Judith. Go be a problem. For the longest time, I was sending light paws to people. Yeah, see, I got in well, when I was 11? I'm so old, guys. Was that I'm like, yeah, like, that's about right. And like when I finally figured out that it was a card game, I finally found starter decks. We had this comic store that was out in off base in Germany that I found that sold comic books, and then I found that there were some starter decks. So I bought starter decks, and me and my brother started playing, and we figured out how to play. And back in the day, like the instruction manual, like now we get a little card that tells me how to play Magic, and it's just I'm like, okay, I guess this is how I play Magic. Back in the day, it was like a freaking 99-page little book that told you the rules how to play Magic. It was nonsense. So it was a lot of figuring it out on our own because I mean we didn't have internet at the time. Like that wasn't a thing. And then once I had enough cards, like me and my brother would exchange cards, and I would collect I like all the black cards he would give me, and I'd give him all the green cards and things like that. So like that's how we started collecting, and then once I had a big enough collection, I actually went and bought starter decks with my allowances, and then gave card starter decks to my friends to make them start playing. Apparently, I am a card pusher, like a drug pusher, because I've definitely forced Magic on a lot of people's lives. Back in '98, they had an ambassador program, and I used to teach people Magic. and then wizards would fill out a card and show that they learned how to play and whatnot. And then I would get cool stuff from wizards for teaching more people how to play. It was a really cool program. I had a shirt that had Magic the Gathering ambassador on it and had little uh, had the mana symbols on it. I honestly don't know if I still have it, but it was really cool. I really like this Obosh art. I wish companions were actually of use. I don't know why we reprinted them, because honestly, do we use them? Ah, Kefka, so cool. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get this one. I like that the art. I like more art. Is that a thing? More art. There's a whole bunch. Like most of these, I'm building out of. These are all going into decks. Sevireth is not the other. There's better Sevireths. I mean, this one I will probably use for things, but it's not as exciting as the other ones. Yeah, exactly. Ultimacia is so cool. I think she's all. That's the thing is a lot of these uncommons also have full arts and stuff. So this artwork is beautiful. She was so cool. I wish I could do like a cosplay for like this. That would be really cool. I imagine there's going to be a lot of magic cosplays. I just have my Black Mage costume and my Fang costume. Fang I gotta finish. But it's not made. Most of the stuff for Fang I don't actually have to make anything because I owned most of it. I was like, okay, at least this is easy. And my Black Mage costume was super easy because I obviously have a giant witch's hat. Because, I mean, obviously. Yeah, like, I don't usually build decks around them. I usually just throw them in the deck. Like, just because, yeah. I don't usually use them as a companion. They're usually just in the 99. This Terror I'm definitely doing something with. And Yuna, yeah, most of these I'm doing something with. God, I just love the artwork. Makes me happy. Like I just keep seeing all these, and I'm just like, oh, oh, yeah, Fudgesicles is and Terra with Agatha. I could probably flip her for 2. 5 mana and Gruul is not bad. Ugh. Okay. Oh. See, this is what we get together, we talk about magic cards, and then we come up with terrible plans. We're like, how are we going to destroy this board today? This is like a meeting of the Legion of Doom. Like, what terrible things can we do with these cards today to people? You know it's gonna be silly. These are all just more alternate. These are so pretty. Ruin Knight, we've already seen. Help Sand. Dark Mage. It's so weird that this is actually a rare card. This feels more uncommon to me. I don't know. It doesn't do anything. 4 mana for a 3/3, which is really weird back. But it's getting +1/+1 for each non-creature, non-land card in your graveyard, which, I mean, if you Spellslinger deck, it's probably going to come out bigger than what it is. But still, it just kind of feels like an uncommon kind of a card to me. And some of these Human Wizard Knights, like, it's bad enough that I'm going to have to figure out whether or not I'm putting it into a Wizard deck. We've gotten so many Mardu decks. Oh, did they? Oh, is it an infinite card? Yeah. Yeah, Quicksilver Elemental. Boop. Quicksilver Elemental. Did I spell that wrong? Boop. Yeah, from the main set. one of the main set ones. That's the thing too, is I'm gonna have to find a lot of these to actually put in the decks. Like, so I'm probably gonna end up having to get a lot of singles. I'm very excited that I'm getting so many cats. I guess I didn't completely forgot how many cats there are in like Final Fantasy 14. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, and not only that, I'm getting more blue cats and black cats, so I'm pretty excited about that because I had started building a vampire cat deck with Parja. I think that's her name. She was from Visions, I want to say. But I got a copy of her and I was going to make a black cat deck, and then I was like, you know what? Maybe I just do like Esper cats. Esper cats? Sounds like a TV show I would watch. Esper cats. They have a giant Voltron like robot, kind of like Samurai Pizza Cats. God, I love Samurai Pizza Cats. Was one of the first animes that I ever watched. Yeah, she's so cool. Somebody had brought a bunch of cards in. Samurai Esper Cats. It's almost like Samurai Pizza Cat. Oh, you know what? That's happening. Okay, it's gonna be. I'm just gonna put a bunch of big robots. Because not only that, like this works with vehicles, non-creature spells. I can pay life for them, and then I create a bunch of hero tokens, and then I'll turn the hero tokens into cat tokens instead. Are they? Oh, that would make me so happy. I have a whole bunch of models from Japan. Like whenever I would find them at like the model store, like my dad used to be super into RC cars, so we had this over in Yokota. We had a hobby store off base that we would go to, and like it had so much cool stuff. Gundam stuff was like I have a lot of Gundam stuff from like back in like 1988. Trying to remember when I lived over there. But so I would end up with like when we would go there, that was one of the things my dad would let us get like a Gundam model, or if I could find the Samurai Pizza Cat ones, I would get those. So I have like, I don't remember any of their names. Like, like when I used to watch Samurai Pizza Cats, and like Dragon Ball Z had just premiered in Japan when I lived there. So like, I was experiencing like season 1 of Dragon Ball Z and Samurai Pizza Cats and Gundam and stuff like that. So like, anime was a big part of my life. Like I didn't understand what was happening on it. That was the only TV stations we had in Japan, so I didn't know what was happening. But the animation was so much cooler than our cell animation that we had on our American cartoons. So like, I'm a nerd. I've been living it up for a long time. Goddamn spaghetti monsters! Oh, sweet. Lev, you're awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out. Uh, it's interesting, like the Final Fantasy VII deck and even the Final Fantasy VIII deck and stuff. There's a lot of sevens and eights in the numbers of things that you're doing. I mean, this Cloud obviously is going in my dog meat deck. My dog meat deck got a lot of really cool stuff, but also my Samut deck got a lot of stuff too. So I'm like really excited because those are two of my forever decks. So I'm like, now I'm gonna put some Final Fantasy stuff in here. I kind of so I'm contemplating trying to create a format that is just Universe Beyond. That's it. All Universe Beyond stuff is legal, and that's it. I feel like that could be a format. That way, it's only you can build decks using all these different franchises if you want to. You don't have to. I don't know. I don't usually run into anybody who gets upset about seeing Universe Beyond stuff in Magic stuff, but I travel in different packs than a lot of people, so I don't know. I enjoy the Universe Beyond stuff. Like when I was a kid, I used to make my own Magic cards, so like I used to make Dragon Ball Z cards and stuff, I would go get land cards, and then I would use a glue stick, and I would go print out a card that I designed on like Paint Shop. And then I would put like the picture, I would cut the picture out and I'd put it, glue it onto the land card, and then I would change the text on it and print out the text and then glue it over top. So I had like Sailor Moon cards and Dragon Ball Z. So I'm living my best life right now. Like, so, like, if the dream that I would never ever get to is creating Universe Beyond sets because, like, ugh, yeah, it is. I've been sitting here thinking about terrible things I could do with that card because it's one of my favorite summoning spells. I'm obviously making a summoning deck. Like, summoning spells, like, that is probably my favorite thing in Final Fantasy games. It doesn't matter, like, in Final Fantasy, the new one, remaster of 7 there. Like, I just like casting the summons, and I get so excited every time I do it. There, it's gonna be an interesting standard with a lot of these cards that are coming into it. I feel like it's gonna shake things up, which it makes me happy because like standard I haven't been really enjoying. I'm not a fan of people disrupting my hand and making it so I can't play Magic. Like, if you get me to a point where I have no cards in my hand, most likely I'll just probably stop playing. Like, I'm like, what is the sense of me sitting here playing solitaire and letting you do a bunch of stuff? Like, if you know you're going to win, so it's just like, why waste the time when I could play another game? Time is money, friend, as our great goblin host says. He's the best NPC character in any game. His advice, his sage advice. There we go. Think we're gonna finish up maybe one more stack real quick, and then I gotta go cook dinner before I go work. And then I got D&D tonight, so I'm gonna do just one more stack, I think. Taking forever. I'm excited that I'm rebuilding Jet Ojin, the mercenary cat guy. That was my 3-color cat deck, so I could put blue in there. God damn, Core Steel Cutter. Oh. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, my. Ugh. So I only got a box of dragons. Not dragon. Dragonstorm, yeah. And I got so many Core Steel Cutters. I got a playset of Core Steel Cutters from a box, so I was just like, and then I found out I was like, oh, this is actually good. I think I might actually rebuild my standard deck and paper, just so I have one to play when I'm teaching people how to play Magic, because my friends are moving back. Oh, yeah. Both of the Terras I'm very excited about. We got so many new Mardu decks. I know. I am gonna. One of my favorite things is because people who play like 60 card formats, they're very hardcore about their formats. It's like they want to be in the pro tours and things like that, and I just want to come and make them sad. I want to beat them with decks where they're just like, what the hell is this card that they're playing? I'm like, let me ruin your day with my shenanigans. uh, I have issues. My problem too with standard is I just get bored really fast. So like I can play for like an hour or two, and then like if I'm playing with friends, it's completely different. Like if I'm just playing with random people, or if I'm playing on Arena, like Arena, I have nobody to talk to unless I'm talking to chat, and like, and if nobody's there, I'm like, I don't have nobody to talk to. So I'm usually like sorting cards or building decks while I'm playing Arena, so I have something else to do. I have to multitask a lot because my brain is just constantly doing stupid stuff. It doesn't shut off. Soul Phyrexia, was that a list version? You know what? I might put Soul of New Phyrexia in Agatha. I can make my permanents free for cost nothing to use that ability from Souls. Grixis princess coming through, ruining everybody's day. That's what us Grixis mages do. We just disrupt the games. We're the bad guys of the games, and we know we're the bad guys of the game. uh, like, when I'm playing people, I always know that I'm the problem. Exactly. I feel like a lot of us suffer from the same things. Like, we. It's not even that we're suffering, but like our brains don't shut off. So this magic gives us something for our brains to do all the time. Or I'm just like, I don't have enough time to do all these things, so I need to do all of them at the same time. Oh, Vandal Blast, you silly card. I know, it's not suffering. Like, I sit there and I'm like, I have so many things that I enjoy. I want to enjoy all of them, so that I have to compress time. I always tell Heather I'm Kang the Conqueror. I'm always just complaining about time all the time. Like, I need more time. Exactly. Like, the people who do terrible things and they're like, "Why are you attacking me?" I'm like, "You know why you're being attacked. Like, lean into it. Be the arch enemy. Know you're the arch enemy. Because when you win against all three players trying to stop you, like, it's a good feeling." And it happens. Us Grixis mages don't lose. I like it when people are just like, we probably should stop her. She's not doing anything right now, but maybe? uh, I wish I had too much time on my hands. I really like Titus. I'm very excited to play the counter deck. I was actually just gonna play all the decks against myself because I have nobody. I can't play them right now, so it was just like, maybe I just play them against myself. I told Tom at some point I was just gonna film myself playing a Magic game against myself and just doing the best thing that I possibly can for every player and see who wins. All my decks against myself, all my Grixis decks. The problem with all Grixis decks is that suddenly you have no way to get rid of enchantments. And one time we did a deck, we were all playing the Doctor Who Grixis deck, and each of us were playing a different commander from the deck, but we were all playing the same deck. And you find the weaknesses of colors and color combinations when everybody is playing the same colors. We should do it. I'm very excited to get some pre-con games together. So the pre-con games I want to do, and I want to do some just theme decks of different Final Fantasy games. So I'm definitely going to get some of those set up. That's the thing is, if you were nearby, I would definitely we could go play. That's like, we don't need to stream it. Like, I have them sleeved, they're just sitting here, and I'm just like, I want to play them. Exactly. And that's the thing too is nobody wants to use their interaction because they're afraid they need to use it for other things. So I feel like getting used to being the villain or casting the spells and knowing that you're going to cause a problem, getting used to that helps. Like that's why I like to play so many different kinds of decks and like I can basically pilot almost anything without looking at it. I can just look through it real quick and be like, okay, this is what this does, and be fine with it. And I feel like playing different kinds of decks helps a player get better at playing Magic. And especially even playing different formats and things, like just getting a different feel for how interaction and things are. Like, I could write whole entire articles about Magic. Yeah, I just always assume I'm the arch enemy. And most of the time, I'm just like, yeah, okay, yeah. And when I do something terrible and somebody stops me, I'm just like, that was good. It was a good idea. Good job. Excellent work. And I think that helps. Like, exactly. And that's like, I've played every format of Magic that has existed for the most part. Like, so, like, I mean, I started out in 60 card decks long before Commander existed. And we used to, like, when we used to play multiplayer, because we would have like four of us together most of the weekends when we would get to play Magic. So, like, we would play 60 card, four of a kind card decks, but like, Commander didn't exist, so we were just kind of creating our own kind of thing. So we used to do like attack left, so you could only attack the person to your left, so all four of us could play against each other. But so you're defending against the person on the right, and you're trying to kill the person on the left, and then once you get rid of that, you just continue on. So like it was always interesting. So we would change where we were sitting, or we would change decks if we wanted to change things up. So that was like our first multiplayer experience with Magic, like, and yeah, it does it teaches different kinds of things. Like, I feel like expanding, like people who only play certain colors, like I only play black, like you're not experiencing the whole entire game. So you're like, unless you're playing against people constantly and you see what they're doing. But like, I feel like learning to play those decks helps. So like, I like playing my friends' decks and just like interact. Exactly. Like, I don't want to limit myself in the things that I'm doing. Like, that's like I was discussing earlier how certain people were like, I only play PC games or I only play PlayStation games. Like, why? Why limit yourself to only those things? Like, I don't understand. Like, why when there's so much other stuff to experience? Like, yeah, like like four color decks are and five color decks. I enjoy them, but like a lot of times I have to have restrictions on how I build them because I don't want to have everything. Like five color deck, I can do everything. Like I can put any cards I want in there, and like so like I always have to have okay, I can only do this. This is or these are the this is the theme that we're going with. We stick to this. Like but then I do have the decks where I'm just like, this is all the good stuff in one giant deck, and against certain people that want to play that way, like that's fine, right? Like I have different kinds of decks to play different kinds of styles when people want to play differently. And like most of the time I don't want to just continuously do that and play the same way, but like that's why usually like on my streams like on Thursdays, I'm just usually playing all my decks that I have. I usually just get a stack of them, put them over here and like get to go through them and play them and experience different kinds of gameplay. Like I don't want to see the same thing happen over and over again. That's why another reason why I don't play competitively is because like besides that I get very bored by experiencing just the same interaction over and over again. Like that's not fun to me, so that's why you see me switch decks a lot. So that's why like when I'm playing like standard, I only play for a little bit. Exactly. Everybody should be Feldon. What would Feldon do? So that's like when my friends want to try out my decks and stuff. I'm all about that. Like the other day when Tom came over and didn't and forgot his quiver, like he got to play a bunch of my decks and I got to play him against my decks, which was great fun. Like that was one of my funnest experiences when we got to play your decks, Gwen. Was when we were at MagicCon and we got to play all your Grixis decks against you. Me and Tom still talk about that. We had a lot of fun. Of course, I killed everybody, but Grixis decks. I mean, that's what I do. Boop. And that's like Tom. I've been teaching him Magic for the longest time. I think he started back in Ket when I forced him to go play Magic. But like he's still getting used to like graveyard interactions and things, and not being afraid to use his graveyard as a resource. Like, yeah, it was so much fun. I love playing other people's decks and getting to experience and seeing the interactions and what they came up with. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I learn things from playing Magic all the time. Like, I've been playing for 30 years and still learning things. Like, that is not the Japanese art. That is the other War of the Spark one. Boop. Those freaking Japanese arts and War of the Spark. That was a pain in the butt collecting those. Usually, like those, like I have all the Strixhaven spells, the Japanese art ones, in a picture frame, just because I like to look at them. I know what they all do, and some of them I do use in decks, but like I wanted to have all of them in a frame just to look at every once in a while. That's like all my Praetors and Phyrexian texts that are on a frame. I just like to see Magic art. Yeah, it's it's interesting, like playing somebody's deck, especially if you don't even look at it and you just go into playing it. Like looking at it and figuring out the interactions and what they were thinking is interesting. And you learn a lot about people's play styles from the way they build decks. I don't know. Like when I everybody that I play against, have I know how they play and when I need to deal with them and I mean, sometimes I can't stop them, and I'm just like, "Oh, this is happening." Sometimes you just have to come to grips with it and be like, "This is what's happening. I'm dead. Everything about to go bad." Let's see here. We're almost done with this stack. I apparently forgot to talk about Final Fantasy. I was talking about Final Fantasy. I could talk about Magic for a long time. I'm pretty sure I could do a filibuster for and just go up and talk about Magic for days. Heather told me that's what I should do to our annoying town councils when they're being stupid. I'll just go do a filibuster and talk about Magic for like 10 days. And then I'll just have Heather stream it, so content. This is just me talking about Magic. I really wish we would get a better werewolf commander. I'm hoping in Lorwyn we get the Reaper King comes back. Why am I typing in the backside of Aldrich? And see, this is where like double, like werewolves. I always have 2 copies because I don't like flipping things. I'm so feisty about flip cards. That's the thing is, there's so many flip cards in Final Fantasy. And I'm like, now I'm gonna get 2 copies of these things. Tifa's stupid. I love that she triggers herself if you attack with everybody or attack everybody. And extra combat phases are disgusting. She goes in dog meat and freaking Samut perfectly. Ishatol is gonna be a pain. The problem is that you're drawing cards when your opponents are attacking your opponents, which kind of stinks. I mean, it's great for you if you have Ishatol, but it makes you not want to attack your opponents because, or even attack them because they're drawing cards off of it. Ugh, I don't know. It's gonna be silly. Yuna Grand Summoner is really good. With Ravenous is really good. With like Forgotten Ancient and things that you're putting counters on stuff and then throwing them around. The ability where you're taking when creatures are dying and the counters are going places is gross. Like, yeah, it's such a problem. It's gonna. Ugh, I'm not looking forward to playing against it. I mean, I'm gonna make a deck of it, but that's me. When I'm drawing the cards, it's fine. And the fact that you're gaining life and doing damage on the spells too. Ugh. I feel like adventures would be really good. Bunch of 3 mana adventures that you can cast, and then you get the creatures as well. So you can cast the spells, do the damage, get the life, cast the spell again, get the creatures. Yeah, that'll be fun to build around. She might end up being my cat commander for those colors. I don't know. But then I can't have. I had to figure it out. I have 2 cat decks, and I'm like, how do I want to put. I got all these blue cats that let me blink. Oh, this is the original Derevi. It's just hanging out in this box, you weirdo. I have a lot of weird stuff just hanging. This is why I need to put everything in order. This is why things are being put in order. I was building this Kiora. I just never got around to finishing it. I think I started putting stuff aside, and then it just never ended up happening. Aerith Last Ancient. Lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, return target creature code from your graveyard to your hand. If you gain 7 or more life this turn, return that card to the battlefield instead. It's okay. I took apart my cleric deck, and now I kind of want to put it back together, but it was Orzhov. I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out. Ardbert, Warrior of Darkness. Bannon, the Returner's Leader. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a creature spell from among cards in your graveyard that were put there from anywhere. That would go good in Dog Meat too. That would let me freaking cast the creatures that I'm dumping that I don't want to get rid of. So then I could recur my artifacts and recur my creatures with them. That's pretty cool. And when I attack, I can pay 1 and discard a card. That's pretty cool. Because then I'll be making junk and doing that. I have certain decks I'm like, ooh, I'm going to do terrible things. Ugh. Yeah, Yuna's going to be silly. Like, I feel like she is really powerful. I'm excited to try her out. Like, I feel like she's got a lot of things that she can do. Sweet. I'm assuming you got some core steel cutter. Like, I love mono red. That was like my color when I used to play standard, or it was type 1 and type 2 when I first started playing 60 card formats. And like, mono red is something I always go back to. It's super easy to play. There's always a version of it that exists, whether it's got new cards or whatnot. Good luck. You should do pretty well with a mono red deck right now. Like, those freaking core steel cutters are so good. It's so weird because it doesn't look like it's super awesome, but like what it does is gross for what the colors that it's in and what it does. Ugh. Is Scryfall being feisty with me? And I do love that Barrett has reach. I need him to destroy those freaking flying things and turrets that are hiding all the time in Final Fantasy VII. Whenever an equipment you control enters, create a rebel. It's too bad I can't use this in Athari. At the beginning of your combat, attach up to 1 target equipment to a rebel you control. That's the thing. Athari is so good for like creating freaking. This being feisty. We'll just. Satsuki, I forgot about you, but you would be very good in a summon deck. And you are in the colors of Yuna? Oh yeah, you're in the colors of Yuna, my friend. I can put lore counters on each saga by tapping. Okay. That's fun. And then I can return sagas and enchantment creatures. That's going to be really good in the summon deck. Huh. Okay. That's probably going to go up in price. Once people know about it. That's the thing, is there's so many magic cards that, like, until somebody popular throws it on the internet and shows it off, a lot of times nobody even pays attention. Oh, Ludwig. I hate you. I don't ever use you for anything. 233. Boop. Well, we're almost done with this stack. I know I just said that earlier, but... I will say that Edgar is really cool too. Once during each turn of your turns, you may cast an artifact spell from your graveyard. If you cast a spell this way, artifact enters tapped. But you know what? The artifacts that I'm bringing back are probably going to be equipment, and most likely, I'm going to have to make a lot of spots in dog meat, which is going to be a problem. I'm going to have to find a lot of things to take out, which I'm not going to want to do. That's probably the hardest thing. You got the cutters in there? Yeah. I have 4 of them. 2 of them are the normal arts, and then I have a foil version of the full art one, and then I have a normal full art one. And they all came out of one box. It was so silly. I was like, and that was before I knew that people were using it. So I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I was putting it in decks, my commander decks. And now I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess I can build a red deck. Interesting. Oh. Oops, what did I do? Oops. That was not what I meant to do. Boop. Why is Vega not coming up? I wish they would do another Street Fighter set. Vega, normal Vega though. Not list Vega. Not showcase Vega. Ah, there we go. You know, I don't know if I set aside a Vega for my Birds of Paradise deck. Vega, you're going to become a Chocobo. Sorry. You're all going to become Chocobos. All birds shall be Chocobos from now on. I can finally say that. That's right, Final Fantasy is taking over Magic. Yeah, Edgar, you're going to be fun to use. Then we got another Emmet. Spells you cast from a graveyard cost 2 less. That's sweet. Whenever one or more opponents lose life, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. That spell would be put into your graveyard from exile. I'd do this only once each turn. That's pretty sweet. Dimir as well. Surveil. That's gonna go. I just built a deck where it's basically just throwing things back out of the graveyard, just so I can create bats and zombies. I wonder if I have any Ren's Resolves. If I see any about my stuff, I will let you know. I can send them your way. Boop. I have too many cards, so I'm all about helping people. The Taurus Envoy. A lot of new Capenna, cards I kind of forgot about. I don't know, sometimes there's so many sets coming out at the same time, and I lose track of what's going on. Like I try to keep up with everything, but there's cards that slip through the cracks, especially during preview seasons and trying to keep up with where all the previews are previewing, and then I miss things here and there, and it's like I didn't even realize this was a card. That's the way to do it. I like to change things up every once in a while just because a lot of the people who play standard and stuff have decks memorized and stuff, other people's decks memorized, and so throwing in cards that suddenly throw something off where they're like, wait a second, why are you playing this? What is this card? That's one of my favorite things that people say. May I see this card? I'm like, haha, you don't know what this is. Excellent. Especially in CEDH. So many CEDH people don't know a lot of cards. They all just run the same things. And then you play a different card on them, and they're just like, ah. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. We didn't get through all the cards still, and they're going to add more cards by the time I get back on here to do more of these boxes. We got more stuff logged, which is good. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, and yeah, I got D&D tonight, and I got to work in between there, so I don't know if I'll be back on tonight, but I will be on tomorrow. I do believe I'm playing with Jen and Donnie, the Filthy Casuals, over on their stream tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. And I will be in Vegas here next month. I gotta go. Choco's back there filling the room with glue, so the room smells like rubber cement, basically. But I'll have my puppet and my cosplay and stuff that'll be showing here soon. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Good luck, Shanable. Go kick their butts. Burn them to death. Go core steel cutter and burn. I love red, mono red. That's basically the only thing I play when I'm on arena is just play my mono red deck. That way I can do other stuff. I'm like, I can log cards while I'm playing because I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm attacking. But you all take care of yourselves and have a great night. And yeah,